Last time on MasterChef New Zealand, the frozen, canned and packaged challenge caught the contestants by surprise.
It's culinary Russian roulette.
And left an unhappy couple fighting for a single spot.
Should you go home or Andrea?
Not me, no.
Andrea, it's now time to leave the MasterChef kitchen.
While the winners celebrated at the Jervois Steakhouse.
This is by far my favourite prize. And if this is what it is like, I'm looking forward to what's to come.
Tonight,
we've brought you on a road trip.
The top 9 head to Hawke's Bay.
I'm thrilled to be here.
For an invention test using the freshest local produce.
We're in for one hell of a tasting today.
I'm expecting 9 spectacular dishes.
With the standards riding higher than ever, just one mistake.
How badly is this going to cost me?
Could send them home.
You might have dropped the ball today.
The winner will receive over $100,000 worth of prizes, including $20,000 worth of groceries from Countdown, a cook surface, vent surface, cool drawer and 90cm self-cleaning oven from Fisher & Paykel. A complete range of kitchen products from crockery and bakeware to knives, glasses and saucepans, courtesy of Stevens. An exclusive cookbook deal with Random House. And the Premier Prize, the multi-award-winning Skoda Superb, combining innovative design with classic European refinement. From Skoda, simply clever. Who will be New Zealand's next MasterChef?
So we were into the vans this morning, not knowing where we're going, just know that we're going for a road trip.
So we're going south. We're probably looking at Taupo.
It could be a farmer's market. It could be a farmer's market.
I start to put things together and think that we're coming out to the Hawke's Bay. It's a fruit bowl of the country. It's good produce, so it has to be something in the Hawke's Bay.
So we're driving up a little windy road and we're all just gobsmacked. We just can't quite believe we're here.
The Black Barn retreats are absolutely sublime. It's just an incredible place to be. We're so lucky.
Privileged, honoured, and yeah, I'm thrilled to be here.
It's such a beautiful, beautiful place. It's going to be interesting to see if we're cooking inside or out.
Excited today. I don't know what I could be cooking. I could be cooking in the back of their kitchen for customers. So I was just ready for anything.
I'm feeling very determined about this challenge. I really do need to redeem myself. I think I dented my repertoire a little bit last challenge, so I need to bring that back up.
Hello everyone and welcome to the sunny Hawke's Bay.
The bay grows some of the most stunning produce in New Zealand. Your challenge is to take that fresh local produce and create a signature dish representing the essence of Hawke's Bay. So your core ingredient is lamb.
Yeah.
I've cooked lamb all the time. My mind's going round and round. I'm just trying to think of something that's really unique that I can do.
Before you cook, you'll have to source all your ingredients from the famous Hawke's Bay Farmers Market. And if you're wondering where Ray is, he's going to meet you there. Awesome. So, off you go.
I'm pretty excited. I love farmers markets. Very comfortable with lamb today, but there's no way it's going to be that simple. There's always a twist, and it's making me feel really sick. We arrive at the farmers market and it's just an array of amazing produce. You can just see it, you can smell it in the air. It's just enough to make you salivate about what food we can cook.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Hawke's Bay Farmers Market. You'll find absolutely everything you need here for your challenge. From your lamb, vegetables, fruit, bread, even pickles and preserves. Here's $50 cash for each of you. You've only got 30 minutes to buy all your produce, then back in the vans, and I'll see you at Elephant Hill Winery.
Elephant Hill, it's a vineyard right by the beach. What a better place to be, and I can't believe we're having this wonderful opportunity.
Good luck, and your 30 minutes starts now.
Let's go! Where is it? Basically, everyone just sprints towards the meat section because we all think it might run out.
Yep. Two please, another one.
My initial plan is to get a rack of lamb.
Can you get me a rack, someone?
The racks of lambs just started disappearing, so I grabbed a couple, looked at them and looked at everyone else running off.
Everyone had a big rush into the lamb rack, and I had a second thought about what I was doing and talked to the butcher.
She suggested the loin.
Thank you very much.
So I grabbed a couple of those and off I went.
Beetroot, baby beets, yams.
I started going through a list in my head of what I needed. I was grabbing some things and trying to work out whether they'd work with my flavours.
No plan.
Hi, how are you? I got some fresh new asparagus, which was absolutely divine. Yeah, that'll be nice. So how much is that, sir?
That's $5.
Yeah. And I actually managed to find some anchovies. That was a good part of my dish.
10 minutes to go, just 10 minutes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I spent every single dollar that I had. Oh, Lord forbid, I just wish I had more. Money's running out. Still more to buy.
Only got a couple of minutes left, so just trying to find the last couple of key ingredients to finish the dish. So many things are running through my head at the moment. What I can cook, what's great combinations. I would love a smoked mushroom. Oh, that's delicious. Cheers, mate. You're a star.
Is there any way I can mix and match on a really tight budget?
I don't normally do that.
I know, I really appreciate
You're
it.
especially privileged. Right, everybody, that's it. Time's up.
Time's up, and we were all sitting, oh, what did you get, what did you get? And I saw Matt had these beautiful smoked mushrooms. I was gutted.
The only thing I didn't get was peas, because they're not in season. I was going to do a pea puree, but instead, beautiful fresh celeriac.
Coming out of the markets, I have more than enough to make what I need, plus a few extras. I'm pretty comfortable with my little stash.
Driving into Elephant Hill today, there's this whole vast countryside that has all these beautiful vines, and smack bang in the middle of it is this amazing building.
Hills all around and the ocean just there. It's like something out of a dream. I've never seen anything quite like it.
Something didn't seem right. The kitchen in this place is not going to be that big. How are we going to cook? There's got to be a twist.
Hi guys, welcome to Elephant Hill Winery, the most state-of-the-art winery you'll ever visit. It's 5 years old and everything in this winery is the best money can buy. And that should inspire you to create some stunning dishes.
It's a beautiful day, we're really blessed. I mean, it couldn't be better. It's just an amazing place to be.
But if you're looking for the kitchen, there's a twist. Today, you'll be cooking al fresco on barbecues.
I was shocked to hear that it was on the barbecue. That straight away made me think, okay, I can't do this, I'll have to do something else.
The barbecues that we've provided are the best that money can buy you. There is nothing these barbecues can't do, so you should have no problems. But let's not forget, you're cooking with lamb, so you'll need to watch your cooking times.
A secret to cooking lamb is not having it underdone and not having it overdone. You have to get it just right.
And as always, there's a prize for the top performer in today's challenge. But the person that cooks the least impressive dish will be going home.
Pressure of the top 9, someone's going to have to go home. I really want to go through, so it's about giving them the extra 5–10% they're looking for.
You've got 60 minutes to cook your signature Hawke's Bay lamb dish, and your time starts now.
Today our challenge is to produce a signature dish using the core ingredient of spring lamb in 60 minutes, and the worst one goes home.
I'm going to do something a little bit odd today. It's kind of almost experimental. It's going to be a Granny Smith apple, potato and cumin seed caldo gratin.
Granny Smith, potato.
And cumin seed gouda cheese.
Cumin seed gouda
gratin.
cheese.
Gratin.
Gratin.
It's going to be interesting. 2 of the 3 judges will definitely like it, but worried about Ray.
It's all about spring. What I'm doing will be hopefully what the judges are looking for in a signature spring lamb produce dish. I was doing a lamb rack. I'm using herbs, lemon, garlic, all beautiful stuff that I would use at home. That's me, that's all me to a T. Don't want to overdo or complicate anything. Salad, potatoes and barbecued meat. What more could you ask for? Yum. I rubbed my lamb rack, let it sit there for a while, hoping that it would soak up the flavours. It's messy, but it makes it taste good.
Matt, mate, you must be getting sick of being at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, it's a bit rough.
You're going to kick some ass today.
I'm going to cook an absolute culinary delight today.
What sort of lamb?
I've chosen a beautiful, nice bit of lamb rump today.
So you got one.
I've got one. I'm going to cook that perfectly.
You got one chance. Huh?
One chance, I can't get it wrong. And I've got some fantastic smoked mushrooms.
Smoked mushrooms?
Smoked
That's
mushrooms,
cool, eh?
yeah.
Get these at the market,
I
huh?
did get them at the market and I tried them and they are unbelievable. I'm thinking to myself, okay, my dish is pretty simple, but there needs to be some serious organisation here going on. I just have to make sure that everything's prepared, ready to go for when I cook my lamb so I can really concentrate on that lamb. It's only going to be the little things today that send someone home.
Okay, guys, that is 15 minutes down, yeah? 15 minutes gone, you've got 45 minutes to go. Right, Dave, how are you?
Yep, pressure's on. Time's going so quick today.
What are you cooking?
I'm cooking a beautiful lamb fillet with asparagus and baby carrots, everything fresh.
Yep, how's the meat look?
Pretty good, just needs a bit of a trim. This is it, I've got to show you guys what I can do. So.
Fantastic, good luck, mate.
Thank you, I appreciate that. This dish is going to be outstanding. I haven't had an individual win since the golden apron at the very start. I'd love to be able to absolutely nail this one. Countdown has commenced, the pressure is intense.
I just decided on this right now because initially it was going to be a crust. I went there with the intention of doing a crumb-crusted roast lamb, but after I saw the barbecue and I was thinking, oh, I just marinated it in some honey and lemon and salt and pepper. It's going to be about flavour, and that's why the meat's getting marinated now, and it's going to go on the grill at the very last minute. So the longer I leave it, the longer the flavours get to infuse. Simple yet absolutely yummy. 60 minutes is not a lot. Best case scenario for me was to leave it marinated as long as I could. So that's why I got on to doing that first. And I pierced the meat in several places so that some of that marinade would infuse into the meat.
The fact that we're cooking on a barbecue doesn't change my dish at all. I'm still sticking to the same thing that I was going to do.
I'm cooking some lamb, kumara mash with a char-grilled fennel and pear salad on top.
I've had char-grilled fennel before. I like the flavours that come out of it, and the pear work perfectly with it.
I'm pretty relaxed, to be honest. I know I shouldn't be, but can't help it. Just
You got lots going on, mate.
I
That
do.
45 minutes left's going to creep up on you, so keep your eye on the clock, eh?
I am.
The habit I got to get out of it's just being too relaxed at the start.
It was really, really fast today. We had to just do everything quickly. There was no stopping, there was no contemplating, nothing.
Marinating my lamb, and it's going to have a crust over the top. I'm going to do a fennel and kumara rosti. And there is North African spices, which is cumin, coriander, a little bit of fennel.
I was quite comfortable today. I didn't really feel that nervous. It was good. It was a nice feeling, actually.
When Ray said it was a barbecue challenge, I had to rethink a few things and rethink how I'm going to prepare things because it caught me a little bit by surprise. I've never cooked lamb ever before on a barbecue. I've only got one piece of the loin, so I hope I don't stuff up.
Just trying to get rid of all the sinewy, fatty bits because once they're cooked, they will come up hard and yucky and not edible.
This looks interesting. What is it?
So I've got some herbs in there. Pop it onto the blender, blend it up to make it into a cross for my backstrap that I've got. I've got some mustard, which I'm going to put with my baby carrots, which I've popped here. And I've got some chili pickled pears, which I've got there as well, which I'm going to pop into my apple and fennel salad. And as well as that, I've got some beautiful Māori potatoes here.
God, they've certainly got some dirt on those, haven't they?
They'll be easy to clean.
Yeah, well, as we say, we've got a stunning day, mate. I want to see some stunning lamb dishes, so go for gold, mate.
Thank you, Josh.
All right.
Time's going really quickly, but
I think I'm on track. Luckily for me, lamb doesn't take very long to cook.
What are you making?
I'm making a herbed lamb rack with spring vegetable medley.
And Brussels sprout.
I love Brussels sprouts.
Baby ones, aren't they?
Yeah,
Look great.
they're gorgeous.
Well, what's the key to cooking a great Brussels sprout?
Don't overcook it.
Don't overcook it.
Yeah, I was fairly confident. It's lamb, I've cooked with it a lot. We had some amazing produce to work with, so it's just a matter of making sure nothing goes wrong.
Beautiful Hawke's Bay weather. It couldn't be better. These guys have got the best barbecues in the world to cook with. They've been shopping and bought their own produce from the market. I reckon we're in for one hell of a tasting today.
I think this could be the tasting that we've been waiting for. I'm expecting 9 spectacular dishes. I wouldn't have a clue who's going home today. The thing about this is they've got amazing products. Don't do too much to them.
Yeah.
Just, you know, work with them gently and just accentuate their sort of natural flavours and look after them. And I think they're onto a winner.
I think Tony's keeping it simple. He's doing a rosemary crust on his lamb, but setting it on quite an interesting potato dish. Potato and Granny Smith gratin with cumin Gouda cheese. That could be quite interesting. I'm looking forward to trying that.
A little bit slowed down today, don't have a mandolin.
That counts, you know, it really counts when you've only got 60 minutes to put my potato gratin together. My strategy is to get the pan going on one of the gas hobs, to get a bit of sizzle happening on the base of it, and then to fire it into the rain should covered barbecue so it will hopefully cook off in time. I know that there's a reasonable risk that it might not be perfectly cooked.
Yeah, it's burnt, so we're going to be doing a little bit of a rescue job on the gratin.
My little idea of heating the pan with the whole potato gratin in it kind of backfires a little bit.
Overcooked.
The whole base is burnt to a crisp. This thing is really, really worrying me. My little idea of heating the pan with the whole potato gratin in it and firing it into the inside of the barbecue hot kind of backfires a little bit.
Yeah, it's burnt.
The whole base is burnt to a crisp. But I do have a contingency plan to whip the gratin out onto the chopping board, cut the edges off, and basically fillet the bottom burnt skin off.
But if the bit in the middle that you rescued tastes all right, who cares?
That's my thinking.
30 minutes to go, everybody.
The clock's ticking so fast. Every time I blink, it's gone down 5 minutes. So I'm thinking, okay, I need to get onto my meat. The key to cooking lamb is start off on a high heat. Well, that's how I do it. This won't take long to cook. So my problem is I hope I don't overcook it.
All right, lamb, let's do it.
I get my lamb out and then I make a quick herb and garlic mash in the mortar and pestle and just rub that over with some olive oil.
I'm not doing a crust or anything. I'm just going to try and let the flavour of the lamb speak for itself.
At this point, I remember I've got to still do my reduction. So I get everything into the pan, the red currant jelly, the whole bottle of beer, some beef stock. I'm starting to stress that reduction should take about 40-45 minutes. We've got about 20 minutes to go. So I heat that up as high as it can go and it just evaporates pretty much straight away.
I got my celeriac boiled that till it was nice and tender to make it into a really lovely puree. I got my spring veggies all prepared, and there's really not a lot that I felt like I needed to do with them, being such beautiful, fresh, tender spring veggies. Perfect.
Whoa, that's hot. I had a little bit of problem with the cream Brussels sprouts, just controlling the heat now. There's a critical point here where if I get it too hot, the butter and the cream will split. I'm really worried about it, to be honest. It was just a matter of just adding a little bit of cream to emulsify it again and bring it back. I've got a funny feeling in 20 minutes time this is going to get pretty close to splitting. So I've got to keep a very, very close eye on that.
Can't overcook it today. If anything, you want it to be a little bit under. It's just beautifully fresh. There's no way I'm going to overcook this, otherwise I'll be going home. This is just a nice little wee rosemary salt.
I'm making a special salt to season the lamb. I had a big stick of rosemary. I thought, no, I don't want to serve it a beautiful bit of meat with like crusty bits of herb that have kind of burnt from the barbecue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cook my meat and I'm going to turn it really quickly and I'm going to use the rosemary as a brush and I'm going to just like baste it with olive oil. That way I could transfer the rosemary to that. So I knew that the smokiness of the is genius. Barbecuing is genius.
You're smoking me out, Dave.
Sorry, bro.
It's almost there. Once the juices start coming through, I'll probably take that off and just let it rest.
10 minutes to go, everybody.
My reduction still hasn't reduced much. Pretty stressful at this point because you can't have a runny sauce.
Do not give us undercooked lamb. Do not give us overcooked lamb. We are wanting to see the most perfectly cooked Hawke's Bay spring lamb.
This is a relatively small piece, so a few minutes each side. It's a really hot barbecue, going to get a nice sear on, and the middle should still be quite rare in my eyes. So hopefully that's what turns out. Initially I wanted to serve the lamb with like a pea puree because, you know, pea puree and lamb is like 2 peas in a pod, but there were no peas at the market, so I thought I'd do spinach instead.
All good?
Yep, on track. There was a couple of elements of the dish that I didn't have time to do, and I realised that it was something that I just leave out. I would have liked to have got more spice flavour, like the North African spices hadn't sort of permeated the lamb. It wasn't long enough marinating. It was enough to get a hint, but I'm really into really strong flavours.
Beauty. Yeah, amongst that. I got a little bit too keen. I could have left my rump resting for a bit longer, but I was just so excited by how it came out. I just needed to carve into it to make sure it was perfect.
That's how I want it. I know that it tastes all good, the flavours are all there for me. I'm really happy with the way that the Coke came out. It tastes great, it's sitting in place well, it cuts perfectly, and it is delicious.
Which one to use?
I know. That's the thing. This one's cracked a little bit in the crust, and the other one's sweet, so I've just got to make sure that I can crack through it without breaking it and making it look ugly.
3 minutes left.
Too red and burn it.
I'm out of time. I have to plate up. The mushrooms are fine. I've got the parsnip chips, they're all organised. The reduction's been reducing away nicely. It's in the pan, it's been served. But the key thing is this lamb.
Okay, here we go.
I cut it straight down the middle.
Bugger. It's too rare.
Come on, Tony, thinking now. You've got 3 minutes left. Sort it out.
It's going to be a little bit tricky. Do this.
If it's raw, everything else on the plate doesn't matter. It's the key ingredient.
Oh, this is just going to create a big fire. No, I'm not doing it. I'd rather serve it too red than burn it.
Okay, how can I cut this? Oh, that's not looking very good for me. I think it needs to cook a little bit more, but I don't have time. I have to think very fast. I had to cook it for as long as I could. Maybe it just needs a couple more minutes. Oh, man, time is running by.
1 minute, I'm seeing some undercooked lamb out there. I don't want to see it on the plate. You've got 1 minute left to make it happen.
Because of the time restraints, I wasn't really focusing on what the dish looked like as a whole.
Clean plates.
I cut into the lamb, so it's looking really nicely done.
10 seconds left.
Got shakes.
9, 8, 7, 6.
I remember I've got my reduction. It's quite dramatic, yeah.
3, 2, 1. Step away from the bench. It's over.
I stand back and I look at my plate and realise that it kind of looks like a bit of a bomb's gone off on it.
Holy bro, that's hectic. That was the fastest hour of my life, I think. I'm very happy with the way my lamb's come out. I cut a bit off myself and it's incredible.
This might be erring on the side of rare. It's basically doing it standing on the plate, so there's an outside chance that by sealing the ends and just letting it sit, that it'll be perfect when they cut into it.
This is the first time where I'm absolutely 100% happy with my dish. So, fingers, toes, eyes and ears crossed.
I'm happy with what I've got. The meat's perfect. Just hope the judges loved it. The tasting is in the barrel cellar at Elephant Hill, and you walk into this glass room where the judges are all waiting. It's airy. I've got feta and sourdough crusted backstrap, mustard carrots, fennel and pickled pear slaw.
Enough said, I want to taste it.
I hope you like it.
I'm kind of lost for words a little bit. The salad is one of the best things I've ever tried.
Oh.
The spiciness coming through with the pear and the crunchiness of the fennel with that aniseed flavour that just marries perfectly together with the pear. Mate, love your work.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
It is seriously the best thing I think that you've put up for me to try.
Wow. I was lost for words too. I'm in shock. I have no idea what to feel.
Perfectly cooked lamb, all those flavours work together. It is a great Hawke's Bay experience.
I'm really struggling to find anything wrong with the dish. Good effort. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it. I was actually waiting for them to prank me and say, oh, we're just kidding, we don't actually love your dish, but they loved it.
Roasted lamb racks, cauliflower puree, kumara chip stack, carrots and asparagus.
I'm a little bit unhappy with the burnt outside on the lamb because it's giving me a bitter flavour in my mouth. That does detract from your good work.
I can't taste mint at all. Should I be able to taste mint?
I think you should.
I can taste the sugar syrup, but I can't taste the mint. I'm worried for you today, given what I've seen all the other contestants do today.
Yeah.
Is a burnt piece of lamb going to keep you in the competition?
Going into the tasting, I'm a bundle of nerves because I don't know whether my lamb is cooked perfectly or not.
Rare rack of lamb with rosemary and garlic crust, on potato gratin with Granny Smith apple, parsnip chips, and a Pinot and blackberry reduction.
I noticed today with the cooking, we were sort of 3 minutes to go and you cut this rack in half and it looked very raw to me. I'm really worried that when we cut into this that it's going to be too rare.
The lamb is critical, it's make or break. My life is on the line at this point. That's what's at stake.
What do you think?
I'm a bundle of nerves because I don't know whether my lamb is cooked perfectly or not. My life is on the line at this point. That's what's at stake.
What do you think?
It's not too bad.
Well, I've said it's pretty good actually. I think you got away with it.
Thank you.
It's like the weight of the world falling off my shoulders. I can actually breathe again.
I'm dying to try your gratin with the apple in it, because you burnt one side of it, right?
I did a bit of a rescue job on it.
Weird. I don't know whether it works or not because I'm getting crunchy. And I'm not sure, is that raw potato or is it the apple? I like the flavour. I don't know that I like the texture. It's sort of crunchy to me. Perhaps the potato is still a little undercooked.
Got past the lamb hurdle. Here's a spanner in the works that I just wasn't expecting. Jolly potatoes not cooked properly. How badly is this going to cost me?
Going into tasting, I'm expecting to get nailed for my presentation. I always push it to the very last second, and that probably, affects obviously how my plate looks.
We've got a fresh lamb loin, kumara herb garlic mash, and on top of that is a pear and fennel or char-grilled mix.
I can remember trying your audition dish and thinking it was good, and thinking, I don't know how long this guy will go in this competition. But I think you should go and work in a restaurant because I actually think you've really got something to offer. This is a seriously good dish. And everybody's had a seriously good day on the barbecues today. I don't know how we're going to choose who goes home because this food is just spectacular. It's a great dish, mate.
Thank you, Simon.
Great flavours. Look, I think it's time for you to start working on your presentation and tidy this up.
I do get pulled up on my presentation again. Not too hard though.
Thank you, guys.
It's always good to get good feedback, and yeah, they loved it, so I'm stoked.
I don't know what's in the Hawke's Bay water down here, but everybody's dish today has been spectacular. This looks like a... There must be a reason for this presentation, tell me.
I wanted it to be sprung on a plate.
It looks like it's sprung on the plate, actually.
Yeah.
Look, I don't like this presentation, I have to say. It's all over the place, really hard for the waiter to carry, of course, and really impractical for anyone to eat. Just as I thought. That's the star. That's the star. Those go together beautifully. These go with it, and it's worked. I just don't want so many of it. It makes me anxious looking at it. You need to go to the next level too with presentation.
My presentation let me down, and I know that the standard of food was exceptionally high today. I really hope a few people did really nasty jobs, but I don't think they did. I think everyone did really well, and the judges are going to have a pretty hard time picking out someone to go home.
Again, it's expect the unexpected. At any time you think you've cooked well, there could be something that you might have missed or forgotten that they're going to pick up. Creamed Brussels sprouts, smoked mushrooms with barbecue rump.
Right, sounds a little toned down from the last time we saw you.
Yeah, this is the advice that you gave me on a plate now, cook with my heart.
And the saucer at the edge?
That is a red wine and port jus.
Right. Matthew. Goodness me. Simple, elegant, unassuming, full of flavour. Knockout.
It was almost like my mum was there. I only get called Matthew by my mum when I'm in trouble.
Don't you love it when you ask someone to do something and they actually do it? You were down and out last week, and now you're fighting back with a vengeance, and good on you, mate. Well done.
Thanks, Josh.
It's just bloody good. Well done, mate. It's a fantastic dish. I love the honey on the parsnip. The puree is delicious. The smokiness of the mushrooms works well with all of those components, and the lamb and the sauce. It's a great tasting dish, mate.
Thank you very much.
And Matt, nice to see you back on your game.
And I'm going to stay here. I'm really stoked. I know I'm up there with the top.
I cooked from my heart today, and I cooked with beautiful fresh flavours that, to me, looks like spring on a plate. It's a rosemary, garlic and anchovy rubbed lamb cutlet with celeriac puree and spring veggies.
You found some pansies in the market today? It's all very neutral. Where's my anchovy? You said you brushed it on the outside? I want to taste that salty, fishy, beautiful flavour. If you're going to use it, go for it. But I'm really not getting it on this dish. Today, everybody's cooking sensational dishes, and you're going to have a bit of a tough competition today, I think.
I'm feeling for you right now because I've seen you cook way better food than this.
I managed to hold it together in front of them, but I almost felt like someone had kicked me in the back of the knees and I'd lost my breath, and I'm
a bit worried. This is lacking in flavour. It's a feeble dish. What flavour have I got in my mouth? Nothing much, really. I want robust flavours. I don't know what you've done, but you sort of like dumbed everything down. I'm a bit worried for you. I think you might have dropped the ball today.
I can't put it all together. I don't understand where I went wrong. I'm just absolutely gutted. Like I'm really scared right now.
I was nervous going into the tasting. What's going to happen here? Am I on the chopping block, or have I done well? It's the lamb eye fillet, honey caramelised carrots, char grilled asparagus.
And what's the sauce?
It's a natural yogurt and honey from the region.
A return to form, eh?
You seem to be justifying your golden apron these days.
You've used the barbecue to get that lovely smoky flavour, but the thing that goes so beautifully with the smokiness is the honey in the carrots and the honey in the yogurt. I think you've got a plate full of winning flavours. Well done.
Thank you, Ray. Ray, Josh and Simon, they all loved it, and I was just so happy. It's incredible.
Walking in, I felt quite comfortable. I didn't really feel that nervous, just ready to hear their opinion.
I like the cooking of the lamb. I think that's good. But I have to say, of all the dishes that you've cooked, this would have to be the weakest in flavour.
These spices that you've been talking about are really not there. And when you sell us that, you've got to deliver.
Sure.
It hasn't got a wow factor I'm looking for.
I just think you just missed the boat ever so slightly with flavour. And I can tell you that today the standard has been really high and you're not in a good position right now.
Didn't make me feel too good. I might be put in the bottom 3, yeah. Maybe bottom, hope not, but yeah.
Walking into the elimination today, I'm feeling pretty good. Although my presentation was a little bit OTT, hopefully the flavours have saved me.
Who knows what's going to happen? Everyone's had an amazing day. We've blown it out of the water. It's been truly remarkable what we've all put up, and it's only going to be the littlest thing that's going to send the next person home.
Welcome back, everyone. Your challenge was to cook a signature Hawke's Bay lamb dish.
In my opinion, we tasted the best food in any MasterChef challenge ever. It was just so incredible to taste so many dishes where the standard was so high. All those dishes would fit into any restaurant menu without any argument.
It came as no surprise to hear that from Simon. Everyone's had an amazing day. We've really lifted the bar.
Z and Dave, please step forward.
I'm feeling pretty confident. I've got awesome feedback from the judges, so I'm very focused that I'm going to come out of this unscathed.
Z, I really loved the toasty, crusted lamb, beautifully cooked, and the salad with the pickled pears, fennel and apple, exceptional.
Thank you.
Dave, your whole plate was just beautiful. The carrots and that beautifully cooked lamb with the yogurt and honey. Exceptional day, both of you.
Mine just had a little bit of an edge. It was simple, it was fresh, and I'd cooked my meat perfectly.
You two are the top 2 performers of the day. And will be treated to an in-room dining experience of a lifetime. A 3-course meal prepared by Black Barn's executive chef Terry Lowe, served in your own riverside retreat. Black Barn was Cuisine New Zealand's winery restaurant of the year, so you are in for a special treat.
I can't believe we're getting this chance to have dinner cooked especially for us. I'm ecstatic, I can't wait.
Z and Dave, you can go inside and relax.
I'm absolutely blown away. Now I really want to just go the extra mile.
We're going to have our own room, they're going to cook for us.
Chelsea and Matt, please step forward.
I don't really have a concern about my dish. I'm happy with how it all turned out. I pretty much nailed everything on the plate.
I don't think I'll be in the bottom. I'd be really disappointed if I was.
Chelsea, that presentation was interesting to say the least, but what you did do was put spring on a plate and all the flavours worked together. That spinach puree was wicked. The colour was awesome and it just delivered with taste and flavour that matched your lamb so well. Well done, mate.
Thank you. Just a great feeling to be standing up there, you know. Lots of positive comments on my dish. Today I gave the judges a hint of what's to come.
Matt, perfectly cooked lamb. It was a well thought out dish using the smoked mushrooms. It brought the whole thing alive. You two are both safe, so you can join the others inside.
Thank you. Top 8, wow. It's just a dream come true.
Anna, please step forward.
The standards had been really high, but I'd be very surprised if I went home on this dish.
One of the things that really impressed us was the amount of flavour that was going on in the plates. Now, you cooked a beautiful piece of lamb, but I couldn't find those North African flavours in there. Disappointing your dish, I'm afraid.
Feeling pretty gutted.
Anna, please step back.
Anna's stepped forward and then stepped back into line, which was kind of weird. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. Yeah, it was quite surreal.
Brenton, please step forward. You've showed us you can cook, and today was no exception. A dish that was packed full of flavours. What you missed the boat on a little bit, again, was presentation and a little bit of balance on the plate. but you really delivered on flavour once again, and that is enough to take you through to the next round. You can go and join the others.
Top 8, stoked, you know. You're stoked that you're through and you're stoked that you're at the next level of the competition.
Charlene, Chantel and Tony, please step forward.
Once again, I haven't had perfect feedback on my food, so I'm genuinely concerned.
Chantel, despite your dish being good, just not quite enough seasoning. And at this stage in the competition, that doesn't work. Chantel, you can step back.
I felt like my heart had been broken in half because I cooked from my heart today, and that was meant to be my challenge.
Charlene, you told us you were going to give us a mint sugar syrup. Now that's very different to put on a dish with lamb. And when it's going to be that different, it's got to deliver. No mint flavour whatsoever. None of us could detect that mint flavour. Really disappointing from you.
I went to the elimination with the expectation of being in the bottom, and apparently I was right.
Tony, you just got away with that lamb being perfectly cooked. We were looking for the lamb to be the hero, not the parsnip chips. However, the sauce tasted good and it did work. Charlene and Tony, you've both shown us enough to get through to the next round. Go and join the others.
I'm in the top 8 and that's great, but I don't want to feel like I'm in the middle or the bottom of the top 8, if you know what I mean. I really need to pick up my game going forward.
And then there were 2. This is the hardest elimination in MasterChef New Zealand history. The standard of cooking was the highest we've ever seen. But as you know, the rules are the person with the least successful dish goes home.
This is the first time I've been at the bottom 2 and I'm feeling pretty gutted.
On this occasion, I'm sorry to say, the person going home is Chantel.
I cooked from my heart today, and I cooked with beautiful fresh flavours that I thought were going to wow the judges.
Anna, you're through. Join the others.
I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm going to move on. I'm just going to work my way back up.
Chantel, you're a great cook. I loved your audition dish, the wild venison with the juniper berries. Fantastic.
Those beautiful vol au vents you did for us, I can just see them in bar 12.
You have to come down for a wine.
I'll be there.
I now get to go home to my family and cook them a meal because apparently they were really hungry.
It's time now to leave the competition. There's a car waiting to take you home.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Seeing Chantel go home is pretty heartbreaking. She was a huge character in the house.
Can I have a group hug? I like the group hugs. I'll probably miss Matt the most in the house. He's kind of like my substitute little brother. I smack him around and keep him in line when he's being a ratbag. Right, y'all, carry on. I'm so chuffed that I got this far. But I've taken all of it, all the good bits and the bad bits, and I'll use them to my potential to make things work for me in my future.
Next time on MasterChef New Zealand, a burger with a twist.
That's what you call a hamburger, right?
As the top 8 are pushed to their limits.
Definitely stressing. I'm not sure if I'm going to get this finished.
You can do it, man. You just got to focus.
Yeah.
Who will take the cake? And who will be gone burger?
Oh my God, you must be feeling like you're going home about now.
Last time on MasterChef New Zealand, the Hawke's Bay Lamb Invention Test was the closest challenge yet.
We tasted the best food in any MasterChef challenge ever.
But it just wasn't Chantel's day.
This is lacking in flavour. It's a feeble dish. I think you might have dropped the ball today.
It's time now to leave the competition.
I'm so chuffed that I got this far.
For winners, Dave and Z, a very special reward.
Our prize is dinner cooked for us by Black Barn head chef Terry Lowe.
and then the lemon posset with real gold.
Gold is something I'm quite comfortable with. It represents the kind of apron I wear. We had incredible food with Terry. He just blew us away with what he did. Top 2, let's do it.
Tonight, an al fresco masterclass at the beautiful Black Barn Retreats in Hawke's Bay.
Look at this place, Tuki Tuki River. It's just so beautiful.
Today we have a special guest from the bistro right here at Black Barn, Terry Lowe.
Award-winning chef Terry Lowe joins Ray and Simon to cook 3 stunning spring lamb dishes.
Looking forward to see what he's going to bring to the table today.
Simon kicks things off with a slow-cooked, vacuum-packed leg of lamb.
This will be a leg of lamb like you've never had before.
Ray whips up a simple but delicious Mediterranean ragu of lamb and local vegetables.
This smells good. I think it looks good.
Then Terry prepares a signature dish from the Black Barn menu. Stuffed short loin with warm seasonal salad.
This is what New Zealand's about, isn't it? Great produce, scenery that blows any other country away.
And great cooks.
Yeah, great cooks.
Here I come. I'm made up my mind now. Here I come. I'm living the moment. I'm gonna set my face to a new horizon, and I run to seize the day. Here I come. I've made up my mind now. Here I come.
This whole Hawke's Bay experience has been really incredible. So being able to do a masterclass at the end of that challenge and all that pressure was a real gift, a real treat. It's really a huge privilege. I love every minute of it.
When you love food, sitting back and watching proper chefs cooking food for you and you can ask questions, it's just the best thing ever.
Welcome to MasterClass, guys. I think you'll agree you've had a fantastic time in the Hawke's Bay over the last few days.
The lamb invention test really sorted out the sheep from the goats. Yeah, what'd you think, Matt?
It was right up my alley. It was lamb, barbecue, butcher.
Yeah, you did a good dish. It's nice to see you back. What about you, Tony? What'd you think?
It was a great challenge. A little bit of a curveball with the barbecue angle, but they were fantastic barbecues, hugely powerful, so, you know, the right tool for the job. So, you know, pretty pleasing overall.
Dave, what do you think?
Best market I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Huge selection. It's a great part of the challenge.
Well, you won the challenge, so it obviously worked for you. Yeah. Chelsea, what about you? What do you think?
Oh, it was just phenomenal, you know, so colourful, so vibrant, so fresh. You know, it's inspiring, and it just inspired me to cook, you know, really well.
I think, Simon, we were talking while you guys were cooking, how hungry you were making us, you know?
That was the best food we've ever seen. Give yourselves a hand. That's awesome. Wow, Chantal had to leave us, Anna.
Yeah.
This is the hardest elimination in MasterChef New Zealand history.
This is the first time I've been at the bottom 2 and I'm feeling pretty gutted.
On this occasion, the person going home is Chantal.
Of course, as we've got down to less people, it's you guys that are raising the bar all the time. You're making it harder and harder, not just for yourselves, but for each other.
So now it's our turn. You can sit back and relax and watch us cook for a change. And today we have a special guest from the bistro right here at Black Barn, which won Cuisine's Award for the 2011 Winery Restaurant of the Year. Please put your hands together and welcome Black Barn's bistro chef, Terry Lowe.
Hi, I'm Terry Lowe, head chef at Black Barn Bistro in beautiful Hawke's Bay wine country. Black Barn's been open for 9 years. Yeah, it's nice and casual, just good food and good wine. What makes a great dish to me is having great ingredients. If you've got great ingredients, you've won the battle already, so you don't have to do much to them. I think you have to really love what you're doing, because I think if you don't love what you're doing, then you don't put it on the plate.
Mate, welcome to your place.
Z and I had an amazing prize for winning our last challenge. We had incredible food with Terry. He just blew us away with what he did, so I'm looking forward to see what he's going to bring to the table today.
Thank you so much for having us here today. It's been awesome. This is New Zealand.
Pleasure.
So what are you going to be cooking for us today, Terry?
Today I'm doing a real Hawke's Bay inspired dish, lamb shortloin. I'm stuffing it with a local olive tapenade, heirloom potatoes, some asparagus, oriental spiced stew underneath.
Boy, that sounds fantastic. Ray, how are you going to follow that?
Oh, you know, usual. I'll just cook something simple, you know. I'm going to do Mediterranean ragu of lamb and vegetables. I want to do this Mediterranean stew thing.
And I'm sticking with the lamb thing too. I'm going to sous vide a lamb leg, and I'm going to give it the springtime touch with all those wonderful vegetables from the market. Anyway, I'm going first, so you boys better get out of my way and give me a chance to do some cooking.
We'll see you later.
Bye-bye. Well, there's less of you. It's going to get easier, a bit more romantic class, isn't it? What I'm going to cook for you today is a sous vide leg of lamb, and I'm going to follow in Chelsea's footsteps and give you spring on a plate, all from the farmer's market. So sous vide means cooking under vacuum. It's been around forever, but the problem was there weren't these fantastic units that you could buy that could control the temperature within 0.1 of a degree, which is really important. And I've got it set at 55 degrees at the moment, and I've cooked that leg of lamb that's been under vacuum for 9 hours at 55 degrees. So this will be a leg of lamb like you've never had before. Even rhubarb, right? I love rhubarb, but it's always furry on my teeth and my mouth when I cook it in a pot and I stew it. But if I vacuum seal it and cook it at 85 degrees, I will be able to slice it. It'll be al dente but cooked, it'll hold its shape, no furriness. Fennel, the texture of fennel is just incredible. So what I've actually done is I've taken spring on a plate and put them into some bags, all different coloured carrots, some fennel, some purple carrots, and, you know, just for luck, some real coloured carrots. But what we do is we trap all that flavour in. So often when we cook, the kitchen smells fantastic, right? And that's all the flavour escaping. I'm trapping it in there. Asparagus I've got here, I'm going to cook them in a pot of water. And the first thing I'm going to do is I've got some boiling water here. I'm going to get some salt in there. And I want you all to go, wow, where did he buy those asparagus? They're so sweet. And asparagus are pretty sweet anyway, so I'm going to put a reasonable amount of salt in there because it's not going to be in there for long. And then I've got some sugar. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll do. All right, and what that's going to do is it's not going to soak into the actual asparagus. It's going to leave a lovely layer on the outside of the asparagus, which is going to have us thinking that the asparagus is really sweet. Asparagus will just break off naturally where they should. So we can literally save these bits to make a soup, asparagus soup. So you can just literally break them off. They'll break naturally in the right spot. But I tell you what, the base pieces, although a little bit woody, can make a fantastic soup. We could take a knife and just come down here, just have a nice sharp point. That's what I'd do as if I was in the restaurant. But we're not in the restaurant, we're out in the country in the Hawke's Bay. So we're going to have really natural looking asparagus. Now, when that lamb comes out, I want to put some great flavours. So I've got some garlic, and we know that anchovy works. I'm using good quality anchovies. A lot of people say they don't like anchovies because they've only been exposed to anchovies that generally taste terrible and they're very salty, but that's generally what a cheap anchovy will taste like. The anchovies that we use in the restaurant cost us $1.30 per fillet, but you can really taste the difference. I've got some picked thyme here. Now, I'm just going to start to give this a little bit of a crunch up. So I've got 1.5 tablespoons of thyme leaves in there. I've got 6 anchovy fillets, and I've got 2 cloves of garlic that have been peeled. Okay, now I want to get some lemon zest in there, so use the microplane. When you do lemon zest, you don't want to get too much of the white pith, it's just that outside bit, and try and keep your fingertips intact while you do it, because these microplanes can be particularly sharp. And I'm going to get the juice in here because I've also got some olive oil to go in. So I'm using the juice of 3 lemons and zest of 3 lemons because I really want that lemon, anchovy, garlic and that lovely thyme flavour coming through in the end. So the great thing about those sous vide machines, you know, you can use them at home. You know, imagine you get up in the morning, you get a leg of lamb, you put it in your sous vide machine, program 55 degrees, 9 hours, you come home from work, you pull it out and you wait until you taste it. This is really, really tender. So sous vide cooking is great for those cheaper cuts of meat that have got lots of flavour but tend to be tough. Rump steak, all those cheaper cuts, really fantastic when you sous vide them. Right, now I've got some extra virgin olive oil that we're going to get in here. I'm not going to be shy. So I've got the lemon juice in there that's going to combat it, so it's like a dressing, isn't it? By getting some acidity in with the olive oil. I've got some chopped parsley that has just gone in there. All right, very important that we get the parsley in there. And the ratio is pretty much even olive oil versus lemon juice. So that's looking really good. Just going to get some pepper in here. And then, Dave, do you want to come up and have a taste of this? I mean, the colour looks fantastic, doesn't it?
It's fresh, nice bite.
Got real acidity from the lemon juice, hasn't it? And we all know lemon goes well with lamb. And you've got the saltiness of the anchovy. It doesn't taste fishy at all, does it?
Oh, just beautifully
salty. But you get that little saltiness from it. I'll just bring it around here so you can all have a quick look, because you can see the colour of it. I mean, that's going to make a great salad dressing just as its own, isn't it? Now, what I've got here is I've got some pinoli nuts, OK? Now, I want to talk to you about these because you've just been to the Hawke's Bay Farmers Market. These are from the Marlborough market. Now, the thing I love about this, first time ever, pine nuts in New Zealand. I'll pass them around. You have a taste of them. They're long, they're fresh, absolutely fantastic. So all have a taste of those.
Are those toasted or?
I've toasted these ones. And the reason that we toast them, because it brings the oils out, doesn't it? And they really start to taste good. Those haven't been. But you taste the difference of those. And that's what I love about farmers markets. You find little gems like that. They're just wonderful, aren't they? What I've got here is I've got some orange kumara. I love orange kumara. I've cut it into squares and I've seasoned it and I've roasted it. And you could roast it in the barbecue in some tin foil if you're doing this at home with a little olive oil. So all I want to do is heat that up now. So I'm going to put that on there like that. And we'll go over to our sous vide. So here we have it.
All that juice is still in it too.
Yeah, all the juices are in there. So we'll just open this up. And there's the whole lamb leg that's been boned out. Wow. Retaining some of this over the top there. Just smear all this over the whole thing.
Seasoning the meat before you put it?
No, I don't season it when I'm sous viding it because the salt will start cooking it more. I want the sous vide to do the cooking. So what we're doing by sous viding, we're cooking it long and slow, 9 hours at 55 degrees. If you heat a pan up and put your hand in it, the first thing your hand does is like that, right? When you cook it long and slow at a low temperature, your hand wouldn't do that, would it? So you end up with this beautiful tender piece of lamb at the end of the day. So there we are. Looks great, doesn't it? So that's cooked and all ready for us to finish on the barbecue, or we can finish in the oven. And here we've got our lovely kumara, which is just heating up nicely there. We'll come along here and I'll put the fat side down first on the barbecue. So I want that, you know, caramelisation, a bit of charring going on there, and that's that lovely mallard effect. The mallard effect is the correct term for what we're talking about with caramelisation and things. There we go, over the top. Now the next thing I'm going to start doing is start getting some veggies on there. So the asparagus are going in, so you see how this dish is all sort of coming together quickly here now. I've got the beautiful fennel bulbs going in here. Just look at the colour of these carrots. You know, if you boiled those, you would lose that colour. Wow. You know, really And I'm starting to see all those spring colours come alive here. The last one, the purple ones, I reckon this can come off any second. So there's the kumara, hot, that's cooked. We'll get a little olive oil in here. Not too much, because we don't want huge flames on the barbecue. And I'll get some of the Murray River salt on there like that. Take that off there like that. Looks good, huh? Onto the barbecue here. Just get a little bit of caramelising going on there. And I'm loving these ones so much, I don't want to put those on there, so just a little olive oil and some olive oil going into our rocket lettuce. And we're going to get some caramelised balsamic in there. Love this caramelised balsamic. Just a little on there. Toss that around. Now, I've never plated this up before, but let's have a go and see how we get. And I imagine this goes down in the middle of the table, family style. So I just want, you know, a little bit of colour on here. I don't need to have massive amounts of colour. I'm going for that casual sort of look. Lovely colour, isn't it? Come on, Z, you come up here. Just grab a little bit, have a taste. Tell me what you think.
It is so tender. Just pulls apart straight away.
Come on, Dave, I can tell you want to try a piece.
Dave, grab a big handful, mate.
Plenty in there, right? And then we can just take some of this over the top here like this. Toasted breadcrumbs over the top. Some pieces of Barolo olives I've chopped up. Asparagus I've got here. Some orange kumara. There we go. And of course, last but not least, our toasted New Zealand pinoli nuts. A little olive oil over there, and we're done.
To make Simon's delicious barbecued lamb leg dish, here are all the ingredients you'll need. If you don't have a vacuum packer, ask your butcher to seal the lamb for you. Or if you don't have a sous vide machine, you could just barbecue the lamb. Any selection of seasonal baby vegetables can be used for this dish.
How's your Black Barn experience been? It is, isn't it? Look at this place, Tuki River. It's just so beautiful. Okay, today I want to use lamb because obviously it's the speciality of the area, plus all the great produce that they grow here. And they say that this area has a bit of a Mediterranean climate. They make wine, they make olive oil. I mean, you know, it's famous right through New Zealand for this. So I thought, what am I going to make that's can put all these things together? And because meat and vegetables too, of course, are what Kiwis like, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it a bit different. I'm going to put it all in one pot and make a Mediterranean stew. So I'm going to kick off. I need a hot pan, obviously. 3 tablespoons of olive oil. 1, 2, 3. A chopped onion. And I mean, often that's just the sofrito. All stews start like this. Think of how many recipes you've made where it starts off with fry the onion. You know, so many of them do. I've got 3 full cloves of garlic as well. That's in there as well. Give that a bit of a stir up. I'm not going to brown the meat separately, which is the next thing. I've got 800 grams of shoulder of lamb. So I'm going to throw that in here as well. Anyone tell me why you'd brown the meat to start off with?
Seal it.
Seal in the moisture. Absolute load of rubbish. It's to make it look good and taste good. I want the colour of the browning and I want the flavour of the browning. People love that Maillard effect. You know, those browning flavours, everyone loves it. That's why you like takeaways, because they're always fried, you know? A lot of stews will have some sort of pork in them if you need to add more fat to things. I don't need to put any bits of pork in here, like either chopped pancetta or chopped bacon or something to give more sort of stickiness and more fat, because there's enough fat on this lamb to do it. The other things I want in here, we're establishing the flavour base, is I've got some dried wild oregano here. One of the 2 herbs that I really like that are dried. I don't like very many dried herbs at all. This stuff's meant to be dried. They send the women and kids out in Sicily and Greece to pick it. That's where it comes from, although we grow it in our garden in Auckland. Not quite as strong as the Mediterranean stuff.
What's the other dried herb that you don't
Tarragon.
like?
For some reason, you can get a good tarragon flavour from dried tarragon. There's very few other dried herbs that you get a really good flavour from. They usually just taste like
Wood, yeah.
dried herbs, really. You know? Yeah, and dried sage would have to be my favourite hate. I hate it. Yeah. A fresh bay leaf goes in there as well. What you should do sometime is get your favourite recipe, something that's got a few things in it, and do yourself a little exercise. Look at the list of it and think about what you can take out. Make it, and then see how it tastes. You know, you should always try and simplify your food. Then you find out what's necessary when you're cooking and what's not. And it's a salutary exercise because it really makes you think about what you're doing. Not being just like a trained monkey and doing something someone tells you. You've got to understand what you're doing, otherwise you're never going to be a good cook. The other thing I want in here is some lemon. Very, very Mediterranean, of course. Look, we've got lemon, oregano, garlic, olive oil. I mean, this just speaks to me of the Mediterranean. Funnily enough, it speaks to me of this area too, because you've got people like Village Press who just, you know, produce great olive oil down here. So there's a nice synergy between doing something Mediterranean and doing it in the Hawke's Bay, I always think. Yeah. The oil in the lemon is going to give this a lovely sort of perfume. So we'll just take a bit of this off here. That's browning up rather well, almost ready. Lamb can really take those rather pungent, you know, sharp flavours. Garlic, anchovies, oregano, lemon, stuff like that works really well with it. I think I'm there with that. Seems like quite a lot, but it'll taste really good. So that's the zest of one large lemon. In it goes. Right, I'm going to stir that up. And I'm thinking that this is brown enough. Got a nice bit of browning on here. It's quite dark. The onions got nice and brown as well. All right, the other thing I want is some wine, 150 mils of dry white wine. That just goes in there. Stir it up. I want this to reduce by about half, and I want to cook the alcohol off. So I'll let that bubble for a while. You'll notice I've done everything on a high heat so far. Yeah, and it's taken me, what, about 10 minutes to get to this stage? So 10 minutes at least to fry that onion, possibly even more, depending on how big your onion is. The other thing I've got is 1.5 tablespoons of flour, because I'm going to put some flour in this. Sometimes you don't put flour in a stew, but I'm going to do this by doing a little bit of a thicken at the beginning, rather than thickening at the end. And what I want to happen as this cooks is I want it to slightly thicken as it cooks. This is not a big, thick, you know, gooey wallpaper paste sort of a stew or anything. It's probably going to have the consistency of liquid cream, which is what I want. But I am going to have to use a little bit of flour in this to do that. So that's what's going on here. Flour goes in. Stir it up. And that immediately, obviously, thickens any last bit of wine that was left in there. Let that cook just a little. All right, so beef stock. Give it a stir as you do it, so that you don't get lumps of flour. So you want that beef stock to pick all of that stuff up. Got 300 mils of water, and that's going in there too. That's going to come to the boil now and simmer for about 30 minutes. And then I'll put some other things in here. This is not a thick, gooey soup, you know, thing at all. It's still quite brothy, but I'm going to throw a whole lot of vegetables into it now. We've got 3 things that need to go in here. Green olives. I like green olives. They use them to cook with. Black olives, you often eat them as an antipasto or something. Green olives are often cooked with. So they're going to go in there. I've got about a cup of those. Some baby potatoes. They're going to go in there, just drop them in. And I like this dish because it's your whole dinner. The carrots are a bit small, so I've upped them from 8 to 12, so they go in as well. This smells good. I think it looks good to me. The sauce, as you can see, is still quite a little bit thin, but it shouldn't be too thick or too thin. It should be like a cream soup. This is a great dish. You can make these like days ahead. You can freeze them. They're really good. I love making these things. It's not like baking. You can change this as you go along. You know, you can season it, you can add things. It's not like it's set in concrete like making a cake where you can't change it halfway through, you know? Yeah. So, I'm ready for the next bit. I've got some spring onions here, which I'm just going to chop in half and throw in there. And in here, we've got broad beans. They've been dropped into boiling water, and then you just nick each little skin and squeeze them open. And what you get is these beautiful emerald green little gems, because I never used to like broad beans when I had to eat those leathery grey skins. So it's a little bit of a labour of love, but it's worth it. I really like these things. If you can't be bothered, use peas. All right? I'm going to put the broad beans in there and peeled, seeded, cored tomatoes because I don't want all that watery stuff. I just want the thing that tastes like tomatoes in there. And all I'm going to do now is turn up the heat. I've put a whole lot of cold things in there, so it's not going to make the meat toughen up or anything. And I'm very carefully just going to turn this over, get it hot again. So, let's have a taste. It's pretty good. Those olives have done a really good job of almost seasoning that with salt. I want a bit of pepper. I want a little bit of salt, but not too much. So let's serve it up. You could have some rice with this if you wanted to, some couscous if you wanted to, or just a big hunk of bread, but something to wipe all the sauce up with is always good. And the lamb, when it's done, like any good stew, you should be able to cut it with a spoon. There you go. Mediterranean lamb and vegetable ragu.
To whip up Ray's hearty Mediterranean ragu, you'll need these ingredients. To enhance the flavour, take your time frying the herbs, onion and lamb. If baby vegetables aren't available, use diced potatoes, carrots and turnips. The consistency should be similar to cream soup. If it becomes too thick, add a little water.
Hey Terry.
Hey Ray.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
Nice
How are you?
to see you. Terry's the chef at Black Barn, and this guy really knows what he's doing because Black Barn Bistro won the Cuisine Best Winery Restaurant. So what are you going to cook for us today, Terry?
I'm doing Hawke's Bay lamb shortloin stuffed with Telegraph Hill olive tapenade on an arataki spice stew.
I'll leave you to it. Good going.
Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to sunny Hawke's Bay. We're going to do arataki honey. Arataki's from the bay as well, so I'm trying to use all bay ingredients. So I'm going to caramelise the honey with the vinegar, and then we've got some spices and stuff I'm going to put into it. First, I'm going to toast the spices. I've got coriander seeds, cumin seeds, and fennel seeds. Just going to lightly toast it. What that does is brings the flavour out. And then I'm going to put some honey and some white wine vinegar, caramelise that. So around about sort of 50 grams of honey, got 50 mils of white wine vinegar. I've got some other spices. I've got star anise, 5-spice, ground ginger and turmeric. And I've also got some Dijon mustard. So once this starts caramelising, I'm going to add the mustard, the spices, and then I'm going to add the stock and let that infuse for 30 minutes. So have you guys had a look around the bay and that yet? A little bit?
A little bit.
Yeah, okay. Awesome market. Yeah. So I'm just going to crush these up a little bit more to release the flavour. So what did you guys buy at the market?
Probably safe to say everything but the stands. Oh, I can smell that.
That's Dijon mustard that we're adding.
To the honey vinegar mix, yeah?
Yep. And then I've got the spices, the star anise, the 5-spice, ground ginger, and the turmeric. So that all goes in. And then I've got the ground spices that we chipped. And they were coriander seeds, cumin seeds, and fennel seeds. Next part of the recipe is the olive tapenade, so I need a volunteer to help me stone some local olives. I've got some olives here from Tamata. These are Kalamata olives. So Chelsea, do you want to come in here? So these olives, they're a little bit small for the olive stoner, so just use this. And we just pull the pip out. So they keep you busy for a little bit.
Yeah.
So after we've put in all the olives, if you zest a quarter of the lemon, and finally chop the anchovy, garlic, and the capers.
Okay.
Yep. So I've got some beautiful lamb shortloin. I've already trimmed it up, so trimmed the silver skin off it. And what we're going to do is make a incision in the side, and we're going to fill it with the olive tapenade. So it sort of marinates it from the inside out. So just got my boning knife, and I'm just going to make a little incision here, going 3/4 of the way through. Just being careful not to pierce the underneath, and then we're just going to fill that up with the tapenade once that's finished. got nice flavour in this, so we're going to add the lamb stock to it. And we just want that to reduce down to syrup consistency, and then we're just going to pass it. So the next part of the dish, I'm just going to get all the vegetables ready. I've got some pink fir apple potatoes, which are an heirloom variety, which are old-fashioned. So with the potatoes, just because we're going to barbecue them, I've pre-cooked them so that they are cooked. I've given them a good scrub. These are Euronikas. You're probably familiar with Euronikas. A little trick, we're just going to trim the end off the potatoes. What this does, after we've barbecued them, just stops them from rolling around, so sort of they stick on the plate. So it's just a little...
Wow, look at that colour.
There's quite a few names for these as well. There's blue Congo as well. It's another name for these. They're quite a floury potato.
Could you mash them?
Yeah, they make excellent mash.
That'd be cool.
And I've got some asparagus. I've just really quickly blanched asparagus because it's going on the barbecue. So probably maybe for 40 seconds. And then I'm just going to snap and lightly peel it as well. And I've got some tomato mushrooms, which is another local producer. Got some portobellos, and we're just going to peel those and get those ready as well. We peel the mushrooms just to get rid of the dirt. You could wipe it with a cloth, but I actually prefer peeling them. For the other vegetable component, we've got some smoked sun-dried tomatoes. These have been smoked over manuka for about 3 hours.
Wow.
So they've got a really beautiful flavour.
Are they local?
Yeah, they're local as well. So pretty much all the stuff here, apart from the spices, is local, so we're quite lucky. So we've got black olives, capers, garlic, lemon zest, and anchovy. And because they're quite salty ingredients with the olives and the anchovy, we won't add any salt to that, we'll just add pepper. So with the smoked tomatoes, I'm just going to julienne them up a bit. Cool, that's good. Thank you. Cheers. So now the olive tapenade is ready, we're just going to fill the lamb with it. Just got to be careful because it's already quite salty, so we're just going to add a little bit of ground pepper to it. And then we're just going to fill the lamb up. So we just use our fingers just to push it right down. And then what I'm going to do is put the lamb on the barbecue so it gives it time to rest. We're just comfortably pushing it in. We don't want a big clump down one end. And I'm just going to season it, sea salt and pepper. And it's going to put a light bit of olive oil on top, not too much, otherwise it'll smoke up the barbecue. So we'll give the lamb about 3 minutes per side. Just gonna turn it 90 degrees. Just turn it up a little. With the asparagus, what we're going to do is just snap it and then just lightly peel the base. So there's a natural snapping point. Especially with these speed peelers, we just try not to push too hard, otherwise it takes too much of the asparagus away. There's actually the other peelers, the old-fashioned plastic handle ones, they're actually better for the job. Okay, so we're just going to very lightly peel them. So it's beautiful asparagus. So with the vegetables, what I normally do is just put a bit of oil down the base and I season the bottom of the tray. Season the bottom of the tray and then you can control how much oil and stuff. It's harder to put oil on like that, so that way they get a good coating as well for the barbecue. Okay. With the mushrooms, you want to get it right in there. Okay, just going to turn the lamb over. Start putting the potatoes on. Can you smell the jus?
Incredible. Yeah.
So we're going to put the potatoes and the mushrooms on because they're going to take the longest time, and then we'll put the asparagus right on at the end because it's only going to take a little time. Okay. So we can get all the asparagus ready just before we start plating up. Just going to have a taste of the sauce, check the consistency as well. Still needs to reduce down a little bit more. So the lamb's almost ready. It's got about 30 seconds, and I'm just going to leave it up here to rest for about sort of 5 minutes.
You said you're going to be resting it up there. Is that for any reason? Is that because it's warm up there?
It's nice and warm up here, yeah. You can, if you haven't got a warm place, just put it on a tray with tin foil as well. So for a small cut like this, prime cut, a short loin, probably 5 minutes, but if you're doing bigger cut, then maybe 10 to 20 minutes, yeah. I'm just turning the mushrooms over now. Just for the lamb, we'll just give it a light touch, and if it's firm to the touch, and then it's ready to take off. Yeah. So it's got nice springiness. That took about 3.5 minutes each side, and the barbecue was nicely heated up before that. Just going to put the asparagus on, which is about there, and that's going on last because it's already been blanched. So it's basically just warming it up, giving it a bit of flavour. So I'm just going to pass my sauce now. It's pretty close.
Oh, check that out.
We're doing that to get rid of the coriander and all the whole spices and keeping all the flavour in the sauce. With the asparagus, just keep an eye on it as well, because you've already pre-blanched it, it won't take long to burn, so just be a little bit careful. So I'm going to start building the dish. So I'm going to put the potatoes down first. Got a nice colour going on. We've got the smoked sun-dried tomato. As long as it's sort of spread out, you don't have to be too formal about it. It looks quite nice, a little bit rustic. And then with the asparagus, what we're going to do, because they're quite long spears, we're just going to cut it. So 3's enough for one portion. And what we're going to do is just scatter it around. Mushrooms are pretty much there, so we'll take those off. And then we're just going to drizzle the jus over top. The reason why we put it on now, we want the meat to be the hero of the dish, so we don't want to cover it in sauce and stuff. So we just drizzle it all over the vegetables. And the lamb's rested for about 5. Just going to trim the ends off. We don't use the ends. And we're going to cut it into about 5 slices. And then we're just going to scatter these around as well. And then to finish the dish off, I've got some micro radish, some pea tendrils, to keep with that spring theme going on.
Wow, that looks fantastic, Terry.
Wow, Terry, how lucky is this guy to live here and have this stuff to cook with?
The Black Barn Bistro's spoilt with all these fantastic ingredients that you saw at the markets.
Yeah.
This guy lives with it every day.
Yeah.
You're a lucky bugger.
And just to finish it off, we just put a little bit of avocado oil.
Gorgeous.
That is sex on a plate, right?
Yeah.
To impress friends and family with Terry's stunning stuffed lamb, with honeydew and warm salad, shop for these ingredients. To enhance the flavour, lightly toast your spices. To store asparagus, keep it upright in water in the fridge. When barbecuing potatoes, always pre-cook them first. Rest the meat before serving. Small cuts need about 5 minutes. And try to use fresh, seasonal produce. It's tastier and cheaper.
This is what New Zealand's about, isn't it? Great produce, scenery that blows any other country away.
And great cooks.
Yeah, great cooks.
All right. All right.
That put a smile on your face. Some beers over here. Must be a Hawke's Bay thing. Do you think we should all indulge? Yeah. What do you reckon? Come on up. Terry.
Thank you.
Have a Stella.
So guys, how have you enjoyed the Hawke's Bay experience?
Out of this world.
Amazing.
I mean, even though you had a tough challenge, you've all got smiles on your faces now. Cheers for making it through. And cheers to the Hawke's Bay and Black Barn.
Love your work, guys.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done.
Next time on MasterChef New Zealand, a burger with a twist.
That's what you call a hamburger, right?
As the top 8 are pushed to their limits.
Definitely stressing. I'm not sure if I'm going to get this finished.
You can do it, man. You just got to focus.
Yeah. Who will take the cake? And who will be gone burger?
Oh my God, you must be feeling like you're going home about now.
Last time on MasterChef New Zealand, the Hawke's Bay Lamb Invention Test was the closest challenge yet.
We tasted the best food in any MasterChef challenge ever.
But it just wasn't Chantel's day.
This is lacking in flavour. It's a feeble dish. I think you might have dropped the ball today.
It's time now to leave the competition.
I'm so chuffed that I got this far.
For winners, Dave and Z, a very special reward.
Our prize is dinner cooked for us by Black Barn head chef Terry Lowe.
And then the lemon posset with real gold.
Gold is something I'm quite comfortable with. It represents the kind of apron I wear. We had incredible food with Terry. He just blew us away with what he did.
Top two, let's do it.
Tonight, a burger with a twist.
That's what you call a hamburger, right?
As the top 8 are pushed to their limits.
Definitely stressing. I'm not sure if I'm going to get this finished.
You can do it, man. You just got to focus.
Yeah.
Who will take the cake? And who will be gone burger?
Oh my God, what's going on?
The winner will receive over $100,000 worth of prizes, including $20,000 worth of groceries from Countdown, a cook surface, vent surface, cool drawer, and 90cm self-cleaning oven from Fisher & Paykel. A complete range of kitchen products, from crockery and bakeware to knives, glasses and saucepans, courtesy of Stevens. An exclusive cookbook deal with Random House. And the premier prize, the multi-award-winning Skoda Superb, combining innovative design with classic European refinement. From Skoda, simply clever. Who will be New Zealand's next MasterChef?
Here I come. I made up my mind now. Here I come. I'm living the moment. I'm gonna set my face to a new horizon, and I run to seize the day. Here I come. I made up my mind now. Here I come.
New day, new challenge. You never know what's going to be. Just come out of a win, just perk the whole confidence up. Makes you think, yeah, there's a good chance that you could do well in the competition. So, yeah, I was ready for it.
We know there's another epic challenge today and we're all wondering what it could be. The competition is heating up and people are definitely going their own ways and, studying and, just not being quite so open with ideas as they might have been at the start, which is understandable at this point in the competition. We can see the end in sight and we're on a mission.
We walk in and there's 3 judges standing there as usual with sly grins on their face, knowing they've got something awesome up their sleeve. And, we're standing there like deers in headlights, really. What are they going to spring on us?
Welcome to the top 8. You've been on a road trip to the Hawke's Bay and now you're back in the MasterChef kitchen.
You may remember a few weeks back, one of your early challenges here in the MasterChef kitchen, the takeaway challenge. Not all of you were entirely successful with your hamburger on the day, so let's just say we've decided to revisit that challenge.
That's right, guys. Today's challenge could not be easier. All you have to do is make a hamburger and a milkshake for us.
So Simon drops the bomb. We're making our hamburgers again. I'm thinking, really, were they that bad?
And what's more, we're giving you 6 hours to make it in.
6 hours. That doesn't take that long to prepare a burger and a shake. So I'm thinking to myself, there's always a twist. They've always got something sneaky up their sleeve.
And we're bringing in an expert to help you. Please welcome our old friend, Matthew Metcalf. Now that's what you call a hamburger, right?
I'm Matthew Metcalf, cake designer and owner of Icing on the Cake in Herne Bay, Auckland. We specialise in the best custom sculpted cakes and cupcakes in New Zealand. The cake that I've designed for the contestants has many different elements within it. If they're able to achieve that and then put their own personal touch on it, that's what I'll be looking for.
Welcome back to the MasterChef kitchen, Matthew.
Thank you very much.
What masterpiece have you brought us today?
Well, guys, it's a hamburger, but it's no ordinary hamburger, it's a hamburger cake.
It's the craziest looking thing I've ever seen. It's fantastic looking. Never in my wildest dreams did I expect to see that in front of us for the challenge, but there it is.
Well, no. But you know, the one thing I've been fearing is baking in this MasterChef competition. I've been treating a dessert challenge, but this is just ridiculous.
Did we mention there was a twist? Your challenge is to make a hamburger cake accompanied by a good old-fashioned milkshake.
This is going to be an incredible challenge. This is way outside of my depth, so a bit apprehensive, a bit anxious.
Matthew, what's involved in making the hamburger cake?
Well, first of all, guys, you've got to bake 4 cakes. Then, while they're in the oven, you're going to have to make the fondant and do all the colouring. You're going to make the frosting, and then when they're cooled and out of the oven, you're going to have to sculpt them, frost them, fondant them, stack them, and hopefully get them to looking like that.
I'm just looking at it like, how am I going to attack you? You know, like, you could be the end of me, you know, and what a challenge.
Matthew, how hard would you rate this cake on a scale from 1 to 10?
Well, I wouldn't bring anything in that was easy, so I'd say it's a good 9.
And what can go wrong in the making of it?
Well, where do I begin? There's lots of things that could go wrong. Everything from your cakes not rising in the oven, the cakes overflowing out of the tins, the fondant cracking, the cakes falling over when you've sculpted it. There's all sorts of things that could go wrong.
You'll have 6 hours to make, assemble and decorate your hamburger cake. And you'll also have to make a milkshake to serve with your cake. You can make your shake with any ingredients you like from the pantry, and you can do your pantry run at any time during the challenge and stay as long as you like. But you can only go into the pantry once.
For the contestant who makes the least impressive super cake and shake, they'll be going home.
My heart started pounding. It's crazy. It's just an incredible looking thing. How on earth am I going to make that? 6 hours sounds like a lot of time, but a lot can go wrong with this stuff. So, you know, I was pretty worried. I thought, well, you know, this is not going to be an easy challenge, but not going to be easy for anyone else either.
You've got 6 hours to complete your super cake and shake challenge. And your time starts now.
Never in my life have I seen a cake like that before, but I was pretty impressed, that's for sure. First thing we have to do is make the cakes, which is probably one of the most important parts of the challenge, because if your cakes flop, then you don't really have a burger. As long as you follow the recipe, then there's no reason why it shouldn't turn out. So I cracked my last egg in and it overflows. 4 eggs. No, we don't have more eggs. Not really a good look. I hope Matthew didn't see that. I just need to stay calm.
I'm definitely feeling confident. I love baking. Like the chef said, it's a science. So I mean, I love science. I love putting things together and making a perfect product at the end of it. So it's all pretty exciting for me.
This is a disaster zone. Cyclone Tony has hit the MasterChef baking kitchen. There's stuff flying everywhere. Oh, we don't want eggshell in there because that will be an instant fail, and we don't want chocolate bits in our orange cake because that would be a fail as well.
Stay on track, guys. You've got to get those cakes in the oven in the next 20 minutes.
My cake's first in the oven. I'm pretty proud. I looked up at Charlene and she was way behind me, and I was like thinking, because usually she's like cleaned down well before me.
Looking good.
Anna was the first one with her cakes in the oven, so that made me panic because I'm like, I must have missed something, you know, or why am I too slow?
My question to you is, why do you still have 4 eggs on your bench?
question. But it's okay, because the eggs went in the first recipe because the eggs are in the bin. So I just need to add it to them and re-whisk it up. My concern now is that putting the eggs in at this point might have an effect on the overall recipe. Dramas in the kitchen.
Becky, we're 30 minutes in. What should be going on now, do you reckon?
Well, to be honest, they should all be getting their cakes in the oven so that they can move on to doing the fondant and getting the frosting made.
Buns in the oven.
Let's have a look in here.
Right, what's happened?
Straight away that screams to me that you haven't done something right with the recipe.
Right from the bat, within the first 10 minutes of them being in the oven, I knew they weren't going to rise. There's definitely something wrong there. I have missed something. To me, it looks like the baking soda. So, unfortunately, yeah, fingers crossed, she'll be right.
The challenge today is making a milkshake and a hamburger. The twist is the hamburger is actually a cake, and it's a full king-size one too. So do we check? This is my one that's concerning me because I just poked it through and I know that's actually quite clean. My cakes look beautiful. They got the rise in that. I think we're good.
I'm pretty happy with those.
I'm going to leave this in for just a few more minutes. It just hasn't cooked the same way as these, don't know why. Maybe I've filled it a bit more, so it's going to have a few more minutes.
The sinking of the cake was the biggest wounder. I think I've left out the baking soda in these ones. So from then on in, it was just processing how I'm going to rectify this and move on, because there's just no time to consider any failure here.
Somebody dropped something on one of your cakes, mate.
Yeah, a bit of sabotage going on.
Sabotage, you blame it?
No. Completely my error. I'm pretty sure I've only used 1 teaspoon of baking soda rather than doubling it.
You think you're still confident you're going to be able to pull the cake out of the bag?
There's enough cake there for me to utilise it. It's going to be tight. There's going to be hardly any waste out of that, so I'm going to have to use all of my knife skills in the carving.
All right. How are you coping in the house on your own?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's nice.
Oh, it's nice?
It's nice, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait until Andrew sits and watches this at home.
After the cake making comes the icing or the fondant, and I think this will be pretty easy, you know, just making a few balls of coloured icing. You know, how hard can that be? I'll just whip through this in a flash.
It's a lot harder than it looks, actually.
The amount of physical work in actually kneading the colour through the fondant was huge.
Still too light, I just don't want to add anything too quickly because there's no going back. You can always add more though.
It's quite hard working this stuff. It's sort of... I've never burnt so many calories working on something that can make you so fat. It seems to be you've got to be continually cleaning and re-drying your workbench with this stuff because it just sticks.
God, if I don't bloody have muscles by the end of this, Lord forbid. Who needs a gym, eh? Just bake a hamburger cake.
I've worked with fondant before, but I have yet not to this scale. There was like 5 or 6 different colors, you know. The trick is you have to work fast and you have to always have a clean surface.
Okay guys, there's 3 hours gone. You've got 3 hours to go. We're exactly halfway.
How you doing there, mate?
Not too bad.
It looks kind of like you're trying to make some focaccia or something.
Well, I kind of just thought, like, rather than just like doubling it at the top and working it through, I just thought I'd just maybe get it all around lightly and then roll.
To be perfectly honest, drop the spoon.
Right.
Use the little PME tool. Dip this end in. Take your colouring out, put it on, and what you're doing with the spoon.
It's just making mess, right?
Yeah, and it's taking you way too long. You're also getting it on your gloves, so it's going to make your bench dirty.
Yep.
So, yep, start rolling it, start kneading it. Yeah, that's the way. And now stop, take that off, clean your whole bench, start again, okay?
Cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
Crack on, mate. You really got a pull finger.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, don't use that tea towel, it's been on the floor.
The hardest part of the challenge, I think, was managing colour. Just any direction, too much of that, not enough of that, it just goes wrong. Gotta get that tomato red. This is incredibly hard. There's still so much to do.
Right, guys, you have to work faster. I can't say it enough. My junior pastry chefs move at a quicker pace. You should by now be making your frosting and starting on carving your cakes.
I realised after a while that you could probably be a little bit more liberal with colour. So the time it took to slowly do a little bit needed. It just took too much time. You kind of had to be a little bit more instinctive about the colour of how much you needed. Looks pretty good to me.
And just looking out there, they just seem behind in time. I mean, you want them to be putting the frosting on now. Nobody's even close to frosting. You know, we've got some really different colours going on. Some of them are looking like they're tiring a bit, getting some sore arms.
That's really what's catching them out, is the actual physicality of the job.
So we've got Anna under control, Charlene looks under control.
Yep. I'd have to say Tony, Dave and Brenton are probably the three that I'm most concerned for at the moment.
Bottom line, 2.5 hours to go. Do you think it can be done? Are we going to get them over the line?
I'm on the fence at the moment.
I'm onto my last colouring fondant so I can get onto my frosting.
Oh my God. I've spent a good hour and a half to 2 hours just getting all the fondant colours right. Because the trick is you can add little, and then if it's not right, then you add a little bit more. But what you can't do is add too much colouring, because if you put too much, you can't take the colours out. You're doomed.
Okay guys, listen up. If you are still on your fondant, you will not finish. We're not joking, you will not finish. Now start moving.
Just got one to go, the beetroot, and it might have to be a funny colour because I'm out of time. Josh just said that if you're still on your fondant, you won't finish, so that's a bit scary. Okay, that'll do. It's not the right colour, but I don't care anymore.
I got 1 more minute and then I'm straight onto my frosting. I was a bit distracted and I dropped my bit of yellow, and now I don't have enough. And that's why I saved an extra piece just in case. Times like these.
The next process after the frosting was shaping our cakes. Last week I was in the bottom 2 and I'm just going to make sure I'm not going there again, you know. So today I'm working really hard. I'm super focused and I want to win the challenge.
4 perfect cakes would have been so much easier, but unfortunately I don't have that. So it's a matter of work with what I've got and make it as good as I can.
It seems to me there's a few desperate faces out there.
I'm stressed for them. I think all of the time wasting that they did in colouring the fondant is really starting to catch up on them now. I'm just more than worried that they should all be well and truly into fondanting their cakes now.
And they're not, are they?
No. Again, Charlene and Anna are kind of the two that are really chipping away.
There's only an hour and 15 to go. Now, I mean, that's getting down to the wire in cake terms for a cake like this, right?
Well, especially when you have to make their milkshake.
Oh, yeah.
Okay guys, that is 5 hours gone. You've got 1 hour to go, just 1 hour left. The pantry is waiting, guys. If you don't get a milkshake up, you might as well book your ticket home.
Anna, how you doing?
Well, I think I'm going okay.
You are, you're doing great job.
I'm really enjoying it.
That might be one of the largest pieces of beetroot I've ever seen in a burger, but it looks pretty awesome,
It's a
okay?
fat
So
one.
you keep going.
Okay.
I've taken a bit of time to restructure my plan. There's going to be a few more tomatoes in mine just to boost up the middle, get an extra stabiliser.
How you doing, Matt?
Yeah.
Getting there. These are additional tomatoes, are they?
Additional tomatoes, yeah.
Okay, they look like the smallest tomatoes I've ever seen. Are they sun-dried tomatoes?
Sun-dried tomatoes, yeah, we'll go with that, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. You've got 7 more things to frost, so you've really got to focus and get it done, okay?
Yeah.
Work fast.
Just under an hour to go. Stressing? Stressing, definitely stressing. I'm not sure if I'm going to get this finished. It's just a mission of a challenge, to be honest.
Do you have shares in the corn flour mill? There is so much corn flour on this bench
That's probably why everything's taking you so long. So what you got to do is you got to wipe everything down. You got to work clean, man. You're putting far too much invention, and it's going to dry out your fondant. And it's going to make you work really slow, okay?
Yes, chef.
Yep, just get it done. I want to see you finish.
Cool.
Right, guys, I cannot stress enough, and I feel like the cake Nazi here, but you really need to keep pushing. You've got 50 minutes to go.
In the last 45 minutes, I was really getting to the end of my fortitude, both in terms of physical, being able to stand there and continue working, and mental, man. I just thought that at the speed I'm going, I'm just not going to get this done. I think I'm going to go home. In the last 45 minutes, I was really getting to the end of my fortitude. At the speed I'm going, I'm just not going to get this done.
Dave, how you doing?
Not cope.
You can do it, man. You just got to focus.
Yeah.
Okay? What you're doing is you're working in a dirty bench, right? So you got to pick it up, you got to pick your fondant up, right? You got to lift it, turn it, move it, right? And then once it's there, wipe everything down. Now get it really dry. Okay? Yep. Cool. Now keep working with it. Right, you don't need all of that as well. You just need half of that. You just need to get some decoration on there, okay? You can do it.
Thanks, mate.
You've been behind all day, but I know you can do it. Just focus, all right?
Okay, cool, mate. Thanks. I can't give up. No one wants a quitter. All I can do is stay focused and just try and get it done.
There's 15 minutes to go, guys. Just 15 minutes left.
Wow, it's colossal. About just under 15 minutes, my burger's done.
Righty-ho.
I walk into the pantry and of course they've got all these other little goodies, you know, and I'm just like, stick to what you said you were gonna do.
I'm gonna make a banana caramel. I don't have time to do anything fancy, so that's why I'm just going with this.
My top bun was smaller than it should have been, which is really annoying because it's the top of the whole thing and it's the first thing they're going to look at, and it's kind of a bit of a pinhead burger.
There's 10 minutes left on the clock, burger's done, I'm not laying another finger on the burger. I get all the bits I need. I walked out of there and forgot the milkshake glass. So I turn around, and one of the floor referees says, "Hey, Tony, no, 1 foot out of the pantry constitutes you're out of the pantry." So my heart sank.
I haven't got the appropriate cups, so I'm just going to serve them in cocktail glasses.
I wanted to make a green tea ice cream style milkshake, taking a cue from green tea ice cream.
Just a good old-fashioned strawberry. I'll see if I can put a wee twist on it. Thought, well, I'll make a quick sherbet up and knocking it on the top is like my twist. Sherbet.
All right, guys, that is 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes to go, guys. Dig it in, yeah?
I'm wanting to make a hokey pokey shake because it's quintessential New Zealand, but I'm thinking to myself, do I have time to make a batch of hokey pokey? I don't know if I'm going to be able to have it done in time, but I figure I'm just going to gun it and see what happens.
I'm going with passion fruit and banana. I've had it before, I've never made it, and I'm calling it the Passionate Christchurch Shake.
One minute to go, yeah? 1 minute to go.
I checked the hokey pokey with a minute to go and it's kind of getting there, but I don't have time to wait anymore, so I just start sort of tearing bits off because I know that it's probably going to sit there for a few minutes before the judges taste it and it might have hardened up by then.
30 seconds, guys. We're not going to be tasting out of a blender, guys. Get it in a glass. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop cooking.
I felt like I've just run a marathon. That was crazy.
Yeah, within the last 45 minutes, I had two thoughts in my mind. I'm not going to finish this, and I'm going home. That's what being under pressure is all about.
What an amazing challenge this was. I loved it every single bit of the way.
I was ready to go home like 1 hour ago, just leave the bench as it is, unfinished, and just go home, yeah.
It is what it is, I can't change it. I used what I had, and I'm just hoping the judges can pick the good parts out of it, not the bad.
Well done, everyone. Well, I guess that was the toughest burger you've ever made, yes?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, we're now going to taste your burgers and your shakes, one by one, starting with Z.
I don't want to go home, but if I do go home, well, then it's been on a freaking crazy roller coaster ride, especially after today's challenge.
It's a nice looking burger. You've got your 3 tomatoes, you've got a little bit too much egg. Sesame seeds, I think, are a little bit large, but overall, are you pleased with the effort?
Yeah, I can't believe I created that. That's awesome.
Mate, neither can I. The cake's full of moisture. I think the thickness of the fondant looks good. You've got a bit of an overlap there, but I think that's only natural. Let's taste your shake. What flavour is it?
It's called a halo halo, which means mix. So it's papaya, guava, condensed milk, coconut cream, and banana.
The flavour's actually quite good, but I think you want it to be a little bit more fruity. Appearance isn't any good. I mean, it's sort of exploded on the top there.
Yeah.
Touch on the doughy side.
Okay.
I love a good milkshake, and I'm not 100% sold on that. The problem with coconut cream is really high fat content. So it coats the roof of your mouth and you kind of miss all those other subtle flavours. I feel like I've just put 5 kilo on, but good effort today.
Thank you, Chef.
Okay, Chelsea, show us what you've got.
My biggest concern is the fact that the top of my bun is tiny and the burger doesn't look aesthetically like it should. And they might find my milkshake a bit sweet. Hopefully at least one of them's a real sweet tooth.
Oh my God. You must be feeling like you're going home about now with the look of that cake.
I don't mind the other components of the cake, I just...
Hang on. You don't mind the cake? Look, that's tiny, that's huge. What's going on? Oh my God. You must be feeling like you're going home about now with the look of that cake. That's tiny, that's huge. What's going on?
I was a bit shocked because I didn't think it was that bad.
Well, it looks pretty inside, and your balance is good with your colours.
Ever so slightly dense. This looks great. It is quite sweet, it'll be coming from the hokey pokey, but all in all, I definitely like your shake.
I saw you doing this. I was quite impressed at the amount of work you put into that in 10 minutes. Oh yeah.
Oh, sweet, sweet redemption with my milkshake. Thank goodness for that, because my burger certainly hasn't done me any favours today.
Right, Dave.
I was pretty happy walking up. I felt, compared to fellows, that my burger kind of looked nice and solid.
It's a bit spotty on top. You got little specks of colour, bits of bench debris adhering to the top, which isn't something I'd generally want to eat. But anyway, let's see what we're like inside here. It smells undercooked.
Okay.
Yeah, it just turns to paste in my mouth. I don't think you've had a very good day today, Dave.
When you left the eggs out and you beat the mix together and then you threw the eggs in and beat it again, it's probably overworked the gluten and she's made it quite tough, so the cake hasn't been able to rise properly.
Sherbet, I loved sherbet as a kid when you suck it out of the straw in the little white paper bag. Just strawberry. The only thing that's going on there that's good is the sherbet, and I like it. You know, there for a bit today, I didn't even think you were going to get a cake up. You did produce a cake, but is that going to be enough? You know, the Golden Apron winner is in trouble today, big time.
Yeah, being told that you're not delivering a standard that they expect, that makes you feel pretty sad.
Anna, when you're ready.
Obviously, I'd felt the cake. You never know what it's going to be like inside. I was so busy and so focused, I didn't even have time to try it.
This is the best looking cake of the day for me.
Oh, good.
Next to his, that is.
Hope it tastes good.
These are the first cakes I've seen that are just bouncing. They're quite fluffy, they look springy, full of moisture, light. Fantastic.
Oh, good.
It's really nice, and the orange zest is lovely. It probably doesn't need any orange in it, actually. When you get the zest from the top, it's really nice. Really great burger. I think it's been a good day for you. Well done.
Okay.
What a great looking cake.
Thanks.
Even all the way through. Your fondant thickness is good. Hallelujah, a cake that tastes like a cake.
We bake hundreds of these cakes all the time, and that is exactly what I look for in the cakes. I really push my pastry chefs to make sure that they're right, and those are bang spot on the recipe.
Oh, thank you very much.
I can't say enough about how cleanly you worked and how methodical and efficient you were.
Thank you.
If you were to look at pursuing a career in pastry and in cake decorating, I think you do really well. So later on down the track, if that's something that you want to look for, then you should definitely get in contact with me, and I'd love to help teach you to further extend your skills.
Great, thank you
Okay?
very much.
Great
Yeah.
job, you should be proud of yourself.
Oh, that deserves a round of applause, doesn't it, eh?
It was really nice getting clapped today. Wow. I feel really great.
She's good, healthy competition, you know, and I suppose I'm good, healthy competition as well.
Brenton, bring your hamburger up.
At this point, I'm anxious, nervous, a bit worried.
She's a monster. It's a lot taller than the others, isn't it? Look, the whole knife has been engulfed. Colours are good. Pretty happy with those. Yeah, this one tastes underdone to me. It's got that sort of, you know, you taste a cake and it's just slightly raw. I think it looks good, but you know, we want a cake to deliver and taste as well. What flavour is your shake?
I suppose I'd call it a spicy chocolate pudding.
A spicy chocolate pudding, so I expect sort of chilli type notes in here?
Yeah, there's some chilli in there and some ground nutmeg.
That would have been a sensational shake if it didn't have the chilli in it.
It's pretty much a foregone conclusion that you think I'm not
Yeah.
going to like it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I quite like it. I think it's a good shake, it's full of flavour. Very chocolatey, it's not too creamy. Spices are nice. Chilli, yep, I get a little bit of chilli on the back of my throat, which isn't a bad thing, it's not overpowering. It's good on you. I think it's a good day for you, Brenton.
Thank you, Josh.
Happy with that. They liked the presentation. Spent quite a bit of time, you know, doing all the detailing and stuff. I was happy I did because, you know, it kind of may have saved me.
Tony, watching you bake is painful. It was like a bomb site, and it's reflected in what you've brought up. There's a lot of cracking in your fondant, finger marks everywhere. I definitely won't be bringing you in as an intern, that's for sure.
I won't hold it against you.
The cake for me is a little bit dry. I believe it's been overworked.
Burger and martini.
I know.
Talk me through this.
I was actually leaving the pantry and stopped to turn around to grab my milkshake glass and got stopped by one of the floor marshals.
Yeah.
So, grab a martini glass. It's a green tea and vanilla milkshake with a dusting of mocha on top.
You've completely ruined it with that stuff on top. It's a real shame. Better to garnish with nothing than ruin your dish.
I'm pretty sure for the first time in this competition I will face elimination.
Charlene.
I'm nervous. Today, it's either you make the top 7 or off you go. Home sweet home.
I think your bun was in the oven for a little long, do you think? It's a little brown on top, but you know, the size of it all is pretty good. Well, they're certainly pretty even, aren't they? Well done.
Thank you.
Hallelujah, a cake that's cooked all the way through. Still a little moist. It tastes like banana cake should. Well done.
Thank you.
That's the best tasting cake I've had today.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful cooking.
Thank you.
Well done.
It's not like I want her to but there is part of me that thinks, she's always just slightly gets in there in the top. I'm really happy for her. I am, genuinely. But it is a competition, so yeah. It's all right, I've got my eye on the game.
Josh and I were talking before about milkshakes. I'm a simple man, and banana caramel is my favourite milkshake.
Wow, I hope this one lives up to it.
Aesthetically, top. It looks like one of those ones in an old school milk bar when you walk in and they've got that dressed up one on the wall, and to me that looks awesome. Oh yeah, that's good. I think I'm going to have a bit more.
Oh, cool.
As you can see, I've had many a milkshake in my time, and this is definitely a good one. You get that sort of nuttiness from the walnuts that you've put on top. You get a nice body of banana and a real sort of subtle note of caramel. It's awesome. I think you should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, it was very nice. It reinforces on, you know, why I'm here.
Okay, Matt, you're up next.
Just for me to get a cake up there, I'm just so wrapped. You know, it wasn't the most prettiest looking cake, but it was a cake. I'm just over the moon that I could finish.
I'm all about ratio, not only in size, but also with fondant, and there's quite a lot more fondant than there is cake almost. Definitely not the most aesthetically pleasing cake, that's for sure. I know for sure, just by looking at these, that they're under and overcooked, because you didn't put your baking soda in properly, right? The bananas couldn't rise properly. All of the sugars have come out and it's just turned to a sort of a gluggy mess.
Pretty disappointing cake, really, isn't it? Burger looks like something that you'd get at 3 o'clock in the morning. Bad day, mate, no? Another bad day.
It doesn't sound like you're having the greatest of time here.
No.
I'm going to see if I can try and find some good in this cake for you. I think I'll move straight to the shake. I don't get any passion fruit at all. I get banana. Bad day at the office, mate.
I'm being a realist about this. I've got a big target on my head, and I'm just hoping that they can see that little bit of light that I showed at the end of the tunnel by creating a cake like that with the limited resources I have. That's the shining light that I'm holding on to.
I'm expecting that I could be in the bottom because I know that my cake was one of the worst looking. I'm holding out some hope that my milkshake's gone some way to keeping me safe, but I just don't know.
I'm so nervous, the most nervous I've ever been, but I prepared myself for battle.
Welcome back, everyone. Your challenge was to bake a hamburger cake and make the perfect milkshake.
It was a tough 6-hour baking and cake decorating challenge with very mixed results. Some of you pulled off an amazing replication of Matthew's masterpiece, and some of you did not. But you all got a super cake and a shake onto the judges' table, so well done.
7 of you will make it through to the next round, but sadly, 1 of you will be gone, Burger.
Chelsea, Tony, this was a skills test. You need an eye for detail. I'm not sure whose cake you were looking at before the challenge, because yours looked nothing like Matthew's.
Chelsea, let's put the cake aside for a minute and talk about your milkshake. It was an amazingly good milkshake. It really was. I guess you're probably thinking right now, well, if I've got a great shake, I probably will hang in here.
Burger certainly hasn't done me any favours today, so I hope my shake saved me.
Brenton, we asked for your version of a classic Kiwi milkshake. I'm not sure where you grew up, but I'm betting that your local dairy didn't use raw chili powder in their shakes. Bit unpleasant, mate.
Charlene and Anna, please step forward. Yours were the standout cakes and shakes of the day. Anna, your cake was superb.
Thank you.
Matthew rated it the best of the day by far.
Wow.
Which is pretty high praise from the master baker.
I'm so proud of myself, my God. It's like, I can do this, you know, I can see myself at the end winning, and that's a really great place to be.
Charlie, your cake was great too. The best cross-section cut of them all. And that banana and caramel shake had true flavour without being sickly sweet. Anna and Charlene, your cakes and shakes were the best of the day. Take a seat.
I'm not psychic, but I've got something like a real sense of something happening. I can see that Charlene and I will be at the end. If I keep doing what I'm doing, I have a good shot at this, you know, and it's looking very bright.
If I call your name, please step forward. Brenton. Chelsea.
When they called her name out, I was pretty sure that we were safe. She made a pretty awesome milkshake and she got pretty good reviews.
Z.
You did well enough to make it through to the top 7. Congratulations, take a seat.
I've made it through to the top 7. I'm grateful. I'm happy with the fact that I've made it this far. I want to keep going. I've only just passed the halfway mark and I want to try and get to the end, and that's the goal for everyone, I guess.
You know, it would be really nice to win a challenge. Still got plenty of time to do that. I'm just sort of flying under the radar a little, which is fine. Just going to bring out my big guns towards the end.
We're in that really tense, almost Mexican standoff style, looking eye to eye with the judges.
I was standing in the middle of the two and shoot Mr. Tony, shoot Mr. Dave, and bang, I'm gone.
Tony, Matt, Dave, yours were the least impressive cakes of the day. Sadly, for one of you, the MasterChef journey ends here.
Tony, your cake came nowhere near Matthew's in taste or appearance, and I doubt you'll be getting a job at his cake shop anytime soon.
I knew I'd be facing elimination today. I knew that for sure. At least I got that right.
Matt, your cake wasn't much better. It began with the baking, then you had to use a lot of fondant to get it to look as good as it did. And as for your shake, the cream way overpowered any passion fruit taste.
I gave it my best shot and I was sort of satisfied what I'd done, and if it was my time to go, it was my time to go.
Dave, a very poor effort from you. Bits of debris in the fondant, pale, cylindrical, and incredibly undercooked cake.
I was thinking I've got a chance here, possibly. Maybe Matt's cakes were really that bad and I was going to send him home. Maybe Tony's milkshake and his teas were going to send him home. And I thought to myself, well, I'm standing here too, and I could be going home.
Tony. And Matt, you're still unjust.
I'm speechless. I don't know what to do. I'm standing there. It's a huge relief because I'd pretty much almost resigned to the fact I was going home.
I was shocked. Yeah, shocked. I felt like I'd ripped Dave off.
Disappointed. But in saying that, I've got 2 other top blokes standing beside me who should go far. Yeah, and I hope they do as well.
Dave, we're sorry you haven't made it through. You've given us some great dishes.
Thank you. I could stand there proud knowing that I've cooked some incredible food and it's all on the show.
That doubles that street food that you brought into the MasterChef kitchen, and it blew me away. You know, you can put flavour into food. You're very talented and you've been great in this competition, and it's really sad to see you leave.
It's been a pleasure.
Dave, it's now time to leave the MasterChef kitchen.
Thanks, guys. I hope that I've come across as a fun, friendly guy who just loves food and loves having a good time, because that's essentially what I do. Being able to take away some genius times, winning some challenges, going out for incredible meals, meeting the judges, meeting the guest judges, it's life-changing. It's been absolutely incredible.
Next time on MasterChef New Zealand, the Magnificent Seven take on the Young Guns.
3 of the hottest chefs in town.
In a battle to stay in the competition.
Don't mess the opportunity up.
Oh dear, this is one dish I'm not looking forward to eating.
But only 6 will survive the shootout.
You forgot 50% of the dish.
I struggled to swallow it. I think it's a bit of a disaster, really.
Right now, I think you should be walking out the door as well.
Last time on MasterChef New Zealand.
Now that's what you call a hamburger, right?
The top 8 were pushed to their limits in a grueling 6-hour challenge.
You can do it, man. You just got to focus.
Yeah.
For Charlene and Anna, it was sweet success. But for Dave, it all turned sour.
Dave, it's now time to leave the MasterChef kitchen.
Thanks, guys.
Tonight on MasterClass, something different.
So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on some MC Hammer and we're going to get them all talking.
Dessert maestro Matthew Metcalf returns to the MasterChef kitchen to bake a delicious chocolate and ginger tort. Josh creates an intricate mango cannelloni dessert.
Tastes good.
With raspberry parfait. And Ray breaks all the rules.
I don't care if I don't get the National Heart Foundation tick of approval here.
With a delicious deep-fried Spanish bread dish.
Here I come. I'm made up my mind now. Here I come. I'm living the moment. I'm gonna set my face to a new horizon and I run to seize the day. Here I come. I've made up my mind now. Here I come.
Masterclass time. Yay! Sit back, relax, listen to the guys. They're at the top of their game, so it's always, we learn so much.
The classes are great because you actually learn a lot, even just by watching them work. You know, you pick up a lot more than you think, I've noticed.
It's going to be a great masterclass. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to it.
Welcome to the masterclass. Here we have the Magnificent Seven. How are you feeling?
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah?
That hamburger cake and milkshake challenge really gave you a bit of a shake-up, didn't it?
Unbelievably tough.
Still shattered, actually.
Chelsea, what did you think of it?
It was definitely a really tough challenge. There were so many things that could let you down at the end when you finish the product.
You've got to be thankful that you pulled a great milkshake. Otherwise, you could have been on your way home.
I know that if I could do it again, I'd do things a little differently.
What about you, Tony? There's a lot of learning on the job with that thing, wasn't there?
Oh, absolutely. It was pretty daunting when he brought the cake out, pretty impressive. It wasn't a, I know I can do this, it was a, I have to do it. It was the do or die.
And sadly, we had to say goodbye to Dave. It just gets harder, doesn't it, Charlene?
It does.
You know, and you guys keep, you know, raising the bar.
So now it's our turn. You can sit back, relax and watch while we do the cooking. Today's masterclass is titled Something Different. And today we're welcoming back our guest chef from the Cake Challenge, Matthew Metcalf.
Hi, I'm Matthew Metcalf, cake designer and owner of Icing on the Cake in Herne Bay, Auckland. We specialise in the best custom sculpted cakes and cupcakes in New Zealand.
My God, a masterclass with Matt Metcalf. I am just so excited. This guy is a legend.
The man is a genius, he is an absolute expert in his field, and it's just such a privilege to have some pretty intimate time and pretty intimate instructional time with him.
So Matthew, welcome back to the MasterChef kitchen.
Thank you very much.
So how did you feel about that cake and shake challenge?
Well, all the contestants, I was absolutely rapt to see that everyone finished it. You know, it definitely wasn't an easy challenge, but they all did a fantastic job.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't an easy challenge, that one, was it?
No, but that's why they call it MasterChef.
So what are you going to show these guys today then?
Well, for me, pastry is all about basic fundamentals. So I've taken it right back and we're going to make a chocolate and ginger tort with strawberry, mint and balsamic salsa.
Well, that sounds absolutely fantastic. You guys are in for a treat there. Ray, how are you going to top that?
Oh, well, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to take you to Spain. All right, I'm going to make something called Toria, which is a Spanish bread pudding with oranges and strawberries bathed in honey.
Nice, nice. I'm loving the sound of that. I'm going to do a mango cannelloni served with a raspberry parfait, fresh raspberries, and a little bit of a chamomile tea reduction.
Wow.
I'm going to go first, and I'll see you guys later.
Let's do it.
See you later.
All right. Okay guys, so what we're doing today is I'm doing a really nice mango cannelloni. Something we've served before. I've served it in London and in New York. This is a dessert really based around mango and really based around raspberries. Now mango is one of these fruits that's absolutely delicious. It's a beautiful ingredient, especially when it's ripe, but quite a hard one to work with. It's got the massive stone in the centre, so you're always a bit potluck with what you're going to get out of it, and you never get really beautiful, clean shapes. So the reason for doing a dessert like this and doing it in a cannelloni shape is using the outside to roll it and then put in all the nice little bits and pieces that you chop off in rustic shapes you get to put inside, and that way you do the mango justice, get a really nice presentation out of it, looks nice and neat. and you still are able to use an ingredient that's full of flavour like this. So first things first, let's just peel the mango. So we'll go around, gently peel off all the outside of the mango. This is a nice big mango. You can feel by the outside of it that it's nice and ripe. So once we've got all that peeled, the first thing I should probably do is lay out my cling film, because I'm going to make this cannelloni wrapped in a little bit of cling film. The best thing to use is a cloth. Just fold it up like that, place it on the bench, your arm on there like that, and you gently just roll across like that, okay? And that way you're going to get minimum creases, you get all the air out, it's nice and flat. Now I'm going to lay my mango out on that after I've sliced it. It's quite slimy as well, so it's quite difficult to handle, so I may actually need a little bit of a paper towel, and that'll help me get a good grip of it. You need a really nice sharp mandolin for this job. You can see that I'm doing them really nice and thin. Now we just need to layer it out, and we're going to lay it out in a nice sort of rectangle shape on this piece of cling film here. So you can see I'm just sort of overlapping it a little bit. You don't want any holes, you want it to sort of nicely hold together. Now I need someone up here to help me. Chelsea, you're with me today, get up here. The other element we need to start for this dish is the parfait, so a really nice raspberry parfait. So in this pot here on the stove, I've got 1 litre of raspberry juice. So bag of frozen raspberries, thaw it out, blitz it. If you've got access to fresh raspberries, a kilo of fresh raspberries should puree into 1 litre of fresh raspberry juice. So Chelsea, if you could put the eggs, so you've got 2 lots of eggs and the sugar in the bowl, and give it a little whisk for me, please.
Both lots of eggs?
Yes, please. So you've got egg yolks, and you've also got some egg white there. Z?
I was just going to see what the ratio of egg whites to yolks were.
We use 200 grams of fresh eggs and 240 grams of egg yolks. Okay, so it's quite specific. Okay, you ready to go? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour in the raspberry, and you're going to be whisking as I do. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Now, what you're going to do, Chelsea, once you've whisked that, you're going to pass it through there back into that new pot, and then you're going to put it back on the heat and gently cook it out as you would an anglaise, okay? What I'm also doing for this, I've got a really nice stock syrup flavoured with lemongrass and also flavoured with chamomile tea. And they're really delicate flavours that'll just bring another dimension to the dish. 150 mils of water, 100 grams of sugar. We'll chop up our lemongrass and pile that all in there. So once that's come to the boil, we're using chamomile tea. You want to be careful with the tea. You want to be careful with a cup of tea. You know, I get caned. I live in England. My wife's English. I can't make her a cup of tea, frankly. I don't make her a cup of tea because I make bad tea. So I'm going to do a little bit of justice here, which is once you've brought this mixture to the boil, you take it off the heat and we'll put the tea in and we'll just let it steep. And that's what tea's supposed to do. Now we have our nice little stock syrup. It's come up to the boil. And you can see that the sugar's all dissolved. I'll pull it to the side. I'll put my nice tea in there and just let it steep, okay? The other part of this cannelloni, the mixture that goes inside. Now with the rest of the mango that I had left over, what I've done is I've gone through and chopped it all up. So you can see I've got really nice chopped up mango here. I've also got some pineapple. Pineapple's a great ingredient. I have some beautiful fresh mint. Now I'm going to take the stalks out of the mint. The mint stalks are quite hard. So as you can see, I'll split the leaf in half and then I'm going to split it in half again. And then you can just go through and gently slice it up. So the fresh mint can go inside. Okay, how's that looking?
It's thickening up.
Certainly is thickening up. Okay, so we're going to take that off the heat. Put a little bit of gelatine in there as well. And what the gelatine does is it just makes it easier to work with, because we don't want to serve it icy chilled. We want to serve it just defrosted, basically. In a restaurant situation, when one comes on order, parfait comes out of the freezer, bang on the plate, literally, timer on. It doesn't leave the kitchen before it's sat there for 10 minutes. That way you can, when it gets to the table, you cut straight through it right to the bottom. You don't get a little bit of your spoon through and, you know, it's like the ice cream that's been in the freezer too long. You can't dig it out, can you? You want to leave it sitting around for a few minutes so you can get in there and eat it nicely. Ice cream always tastes best when you've had the drive home from the supermarket. Then once you get home, it's been about half an hour and then you open the lid up and get the corners, dig the corners out, because they're the best bit. They've just come up to a nice temperature. We've got our raspberry and our eggs. We've cooked it out like we cook out a cream anglaise, just until it starts to thicken and the egg starts working. So I've just taken it off the heat. We'll drop those leaves of gelatine in there. The other thing we're going to do with this is we're going to put some butter in. Now, butter's the last ingredient. We're going to use a stick blender like this to incorporate it. You could use a whisk if you don't have a stick blender. So Chelsea, you can work away with that. Okay, so I've got my really nice little mix happening here. I've also got 50 grams of mascarpone and I've got about 20 grams of cream. Whipped cream, it's going to help bind all the pineapple, the mint and the mango that we've got going inside here. You can immediately see that there's not really any lumps poking out. There's enough cream to get it nice and smooth. And that's a great indication that you've got the right ratio in there, okay? Now, coming to the cannelloni, what we're going to do is place our little mix along the centre. Okay, so wrapping it is a simple process of sort of rolling it over like this. Once you get to this stage, what you want to do is sort of pull the cling film a little bit back, and you want to get in there and get that tucked right under. Then we're going to roll it. You go a little bit further so it's gone over once, and then you're going to start the rolling, okay? And that's pretty much us. So I'm going to tie this end down here. We want to keep it reasonably tight, but you don't want so much pressure that it's going to sort of burst as you go along. So that goes in the fridge, and you need to put it in the fridge for a little bit of time. You need it time to chill up so that when you cut it, you can actually work with it, okay? So I'll put that straight in the fridge. That's done. Looks fantastic, doesn't it?
It does.
It's just starting to cool down slightly. We've got our butter all incorporated. We've got a little bit of air in it by blending it. It's a really nice sort of thick, light colour, creamy consistency. So the next job is we're going to pour it into our tray. This is the tray that we're going to freeze it in. So what I've done is I've lined it with paper. You can see rather than trying to sort of line the whole thing with paper, what I've done is I've lined along and out the other side, okay? I've put a little bit of olive oil and rubbed it all around and under the tray, and that way when I put my piece of paper on, my paper just sticks to the bottom. So let's pour that in there. And we want to get all the little sort of air bubbles out. Make sure it's all nice and flat. Okay. So simple, just banging it to get it nice and flat and to get a few of the air bubbles out as well. Get it nice and neat on the top. Once we're done that, we're going to go straight in the freezer, okay? Chelsea, I think we're all good.
Okay.
You can grab a seat. Thank you so much. Go through your raspberries and pick out the nice even size ones that you want. We've got my nice little stock syrup here that I made with the chamomile tea and lemongrass. I've let it cool. Obviously, I don't want to use it warm on a parfait dish with the raspberries. So I've let it cool and then I've passed it off. And as you can see by the mix that I've passed off here, you've got a little bit of the tea left over in there. It's quite a nice, rich colour. A little bit viscous. It's reasonably sweet, actually, but I'm not going to put a lot of it on the dish anyway. So spoon that out, and we're just going to roll the raspberries in that. Now I'll get my parfait out. It's going to take at least a couple of hours to chill down in a normal freezer. As you can see, it's slightly sort of pliable. It's nice and firm. This one's quite flat. I'm just going to cut a nice, neat little piece out of it. Put that on the plate nicely. I'm going to leave that on there for about 10 minutes, and that way it'll just come up to temperature. Okay, so a really nice big cannelloni. First thing I'm going to do is take a really nice little slice out of it. That's the end bit. Tastes good. Really important to have a very sharp knife when we get to this stage. Now what I need to do is find the seam of the cling film. I wouldn't touch it too much, but I just let the cling film do the rolling to unravel it like that. So I'll put one on the side, one on a different angle there. Got my really nice little raspberries. A little bit of the juice from the bottom. You can see it's taken on a little bit of colour from the raspberries. And just to make sure we've got the parfait to a nice consistency and to get it nice and shiny, just run a little blowtorch over it and you can see it just brings it out really, really nice and shiny. So that's it. Mango cannelloni, raspberries and a raspberry parfait.
Thank you.
To impress your friends with Josh's intricate cannelloni dish, here are all the ingredients you'll need. When laying out cling film, use a tea towel to smooth out any creases. Drain the pineapple very well or your cannelloni filling won't bind. Chill the cannelloni for at least an hour to firm it up for easy slicing.
If I was being a big softie, I'd say this is my little Valentine's dessert. So why don't the girls come up and taste? Chelsea, Anna, Charlene, come up and taste this. We have some Tihana, which is the reserve cuvee. It's made from Pinot and Chardonnay grapes. It's got a little bit of honey, a little bit of oak, a little bit of acid. The acid should go really nice with a dessert like this, which is quite fruity. Get stuck in, have a taste, let me know what you think.
Oh wow.
It's really lovely.
This reminds me of home.
My kids would love that.
So good.
Yeah.
So yummy.
It's very tropical.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Well, Josh, you're not eliminated today.
No, thank you, Charlene. That's a relief.
Okay guys, I'm in Spain. I'm up in the mountains in Andalusia, which is the southern part of Spain, in a little place called Ubeda. I'm freezing. It's Holy Week, which is the week before Easter. And we go to this little tapas bar, and I can smell this really beautiful smell. And I said to the guy that was with us, what's going on? He said, come on, we'll go in the kitchen and check it out. I know the chef here, his name's Juan Mora. And what's this guy making? He's making torrija, which is what you eat at Christmas time and at Easter time in Spain. It's the simplest thing. So what this is like French toast. You take some bread, you dip it in milk, you dip it in egg, and you fry it in oil. You take it out and you sprinkle sugar all over it. And I'm gonna serve it with some fruit, which is in like a honey syrup as well. Matt, you're gonna do half the work. Up you come. Okay, the first thing I need is some infused milk. So I'm gonna infuse it with orange rind, lemon rind, and cinnamon. Spanish love cinnamon. And it's one of those things, just stand by, Matt, we'll give you something to do in a minute.
Can do.
Where you got to, if you want to make something so simple, made out of basic things, you still have to pay attention to detail, which is really, really important. Want the zest, finely grated zest of a lemon, and this is just 500 mils of milk, full cream milk, of course, not that low-fat stuff, we don't want that in here. And all the beautiful citrus oils are in the skin of the orange and the lemon. 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, just ordinary old ground cinnamon. Spanish love cinnamon. Give it a good stir up and leave it for an hour. Let all that infuse together. You know, you get this lovely flavoured milk, really aromatic. Well, Matt, you make the honey syrup. And I want you to scoop all of that out into the pot. This is New Zealand Manuka honey, which you don't get in Spain, but I really like the flavour of it. So we're going to use that. It has a strong sort of caramelly, almost smoky flavour, which will work really well with this. You put the water in there as well, and you're just going to warm it. You're not going to boil it. You don't have to make it into a syrup. You're basically thinning the honey. Tell you what, I mean, you can do quite a lot of the work today. While that is going on, you can keep one eye on that. You can break those eggs into that bowl and you can beat them.
Pressure test.
It's a pressure test, yeah. Just don't try inventing anything, that's all. All right? While he's doing that, I'll get the fruit ready. Just very carefully peel these with a sharp knife. You don't want any of the pith. So, I've peeled the oranges. How are those eggs, Matt?
They're looking pretty good.
They're looking all right? Yeah, so they're completely runny. You could pour them, they're runny, see? And you've done your honey, I see. Tip that into there. That goes in the fridge and gets chilled because we don't want that hot to pour over the fruit. Next, we've got strawberries, we've got oranges, and we've got a bowl to put it all in. You're going to get a small knife. This is called hulling the strawberries. And then just cut it in half, throw it in there. The oranges, we want these sliced up, and they can go in there too, and then just leave them. Don't start mashing them or anything, all right? Over here, I've got day-old bread. It's a little bit stale. It's a good sourdough loaf. And don't worry about it being slightly different shapes. I mean, that's a bit smaller. It's from the end of the loaf. That's a bit bigger, you know, don't worry about that, that's fine. I was thinking about this, and if I was going to take this to a high-class restaurant, I'd maybe get a big piece and I'd get a cutter and I'd cut a perfect little shape of some sort, and that would be my torrija. But this isn't that sort of dish. How you going? Good. All done? You're going to pour this honey syrup, which we've had in the fridge. It's nice and cold, you're going to pour it over the top.
All of it?
Yep, all of it. Dump it on. Whack it in the fridge. Okay, Matt, we're going to put a bit of oil in there. A little bit more. Yeah, it's a bit heavy on the oil, this thing. Let's get it hot. And you dunk, I mean, it's just like French toast. You take some bread, you dip it in milk, you dip it in egg, and you fry it in oil. I mean, people look at this and you think, this is really boring. How on earth could this ever be delicious? You know, that's what I used to think until I tasted it. And now you're going to stand there and we're going to cook these things until they're like just past golden brown. You want them really, really well cooked and really crisp. You know, when you eat French toast, it's usually a bit soggy in the middle. I hate that, you know. See that? That is that's French toast cooked, right? Yeah. It's in no way is that torrija cooked. I couldn't work out how they got them so crisp, and I had to actually see it, like you do often with cooking. You know, how'd you learn? Someone showed me. Well, this guy showed me, and basically you stand there and you wait. But he was cooking them for like 10 minutes, frying them for 10 minutes, which is a long time to fry things, yeah. But we all love fried food, right? Yeah, you just don't eat it every day, that's all, yeah. So you've got to wait. But these are looking good, rather good, I think, but they're still not ready. But wait, it's not over yet. All right, it's another step to do, which I have to say shocks a lot of people. You know, after you've just fried this stuff. Yeah. Okay, I think that one's ready. That one's ready. Okay, what have I got? Are you ready here? Yeah, that one's ready. Then what you do is you pick it up, you put it in the sugar. All right, and you put plenty on. Yeah, and it's just the best thing. What you also need is cinnamon. That's how much sugar should stick to it. And then you sprinkle.
That is
You know, and I don't care if I don't get the National Heart Foundation tick of approval here, because you can eat anything you like. Nothing will hurt you as long as you don't eat too much of it. It's only when you eat too much of something or too little of something that's going to hurt you. You want to get stuck into those?
Yeah, this looks awesome.
Okay. Just, you know, watch those big butcher's hands. Be nice to it, all right? Yeah.
Ray, is it quite important to get it into the sugar while they're still well warm?
Do it while they're hot, yeah. We're looking good? We're looking good. I don't know if you put enough sugar on this. Well, you know, everyone hates a mean cook, Matt. Yeah? Do you want to get that fruit out of there?
Absolutely.
All right. These are Toria. If I was going to do this, I'd do maybe a big portion, because 2 of these is quite a lot. And I'd just get a few of these, not too many, and put them on the plate and let it speak for itself. So Matt, you have a go, and to be very unorthodox, I'm going to put a little blob of cream on here. I'm not going to canal it, I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to put it on there. Good, Matt, nice. Except you've got a great big expanse of orange there. Why don't you put a strawberry over there? And I'm just going to put one there. And would you like to have some cream on yours too?
I'd love to have some cream.
All right. Keep it away from the strawberry. Control freak. You know? Yeah. Okay, so we have 2 plates of Toria here. This is bigger size portions. Ladies, you had the other one. This is the men. Up you come. Josh has already talked about the Tehana cuvee, which I reckon would be fantastic with this. Citrus, cream, a little bit of spice, really, really good.
It's light.
It's yeah, it's really tasty, it's crisp, it's light, it's fragrant. It's made out of day-old bread. It's hard to believe, isn't it? Don't you think?
You would think that it's going to be really fatty.
And you would think it was going to be really greasy from being fried, but you can't even taste that it's been fried.
No, it's amazing.
Yeah. Hey, cheers, guys. Well done, Matt. Excellent. Yeah.
To whip up Ray's deep-fried Torias, you'll need these ingredients. Use good quality bread or the Torias could fall apart when cooked. For the tastiest result, use a strongly flavoured honey. Take your time frying the Torias. They should be dark brown and crisp.
Right guys, well apparently the shoe's on the other foot. Now I'm under the pump. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make a chocolate and ginger truffle torte. It's a nice, simple, quick, easy to make torte. So first of all we're going to start by making a pastry which is called pâté brise. In French it's short dough. It's got a lot of fat basically from the butter. So what it means is it's going to be nice and crumbly. It's not going to be something that you need to get a jackhammer out to go through, okay? Really easy to make. If you didn't have a food processor, you can do it the old school way, like when you're making scones, you get your fingers in there and sort of cut the flour through. But we're gonna make it a lot faster today. We're gonna put 250 grams or a cup of butter into the food processor. Then you're gonna put 2.5 cups of flour into that. The thing with pâté brise, or the short dough, is you can use it for anything from quiche, or if you want to make something sweet, you just add that little bit of sugar and knock the salt back a little bit. It's always important to put a little bit of salt into this. It just gives it that sort of bottom end body to the pastry. So into that we're going to put a teaspoon of sugar and a teaspoon of salt, and we're going to start it off. The pastry only takes 2 or 3 minutes to make, and the cool thing about it is it can sit in the fridge for 3 or 4 weeks, pull it out, ready to go in a couple of minutes. With regards to the water, it all depends on how humid your room is, it depends on at what temperature the butter is, as to how much water it's going to take to bind the whole thing, okay? So the best thing to do is always start with a little bit, and then you keep adding more as you go. Because the problem is if you put too much in, all of a sudden, you can't go back and you've got a sticky dough. See how it's changing consistency? All of a sudden it's starting to bind. You don't need to worry about overbeating this because of the shortening content in it. It's going to be a really soft dough anyway, so what it's doing is it's shortening the strands of gluten inside the pastry, okay? As you can see now, it's starting to ball up inside. That's it. That's all you do. Dump this out onto the board here. Because there is such a large amount of shortening in there, it's really important that you rest the pastry. Resting gives the molecules of the butter that have surrounded the flour just a little bit of time to harden up so that when you bake it off in the oven first, it doesn't shrink. Have you noticed that sometimes you go into a place and there's a really short crust around the outside of something? It's usually because they've rushed it. Here's one that I put in the fridge earlier, and as you can see, or maybe even here, it's quite firm. We're going to make some room here. What was the biggest thing that I kept insisting that you guys had to do the other day? Exactly. I'm just using the heat from my hand just to actually spread it out. Just make it a little bit more pliable, okay? Now again, the good thing about pâté brise, if you have a good clean working surface, is you shouldn't actually have to do too much flouring on it. We'll give it a go and see how it is, okay? Now when you're rolling dough out, it's always best to start from the middle and work out. What happens if you start from one end and work all the way through to the other, it's actually going to pull and tear the pastry, all right? So it's always good to start halfway and roll forward and then back, forward and back. Also, it's quite important, you don't want the pastry to be too thick. I mean, there's nothing worse than trying to get it into a tart and, 3/4 of it's pastry and then you've got a sad little filling in the middle. Very important, when you're using pâté brise or short dough, you do not need to grease the tin. The other day, I saw some of you when you were using the rolling pin, I'm not going to name any names, Matt, trying to do it that way. It doesn't work, okay? I was feeling for you. You have to be gentle when you put the rolling pin down because it'll make a depression in the pastry, okay? Get the pastry and pull it over. Super simple. Now, a couple of important things. One, don't put the rolling pin down onto the edge of the tin because it'll cut straight through. So you want to lift it slightly above and then just let it go. Easy peasy. Okay, and then what you want to do is you want to pull it in gently, lift it up and pull it in. You want to get rid of that air gap and all of a sudden it'll fill the tart tin really nicely. Okay, once you get it to that point, another little cheeky trick, I'm giving you all my tricks today. Get your rolling pin and just gently roll it across the top. Pull it to the side. Pastry's done. It's easy as that. Now, while it's here, what you'll also see is there's almost like a little tiny air gap in the side. We're actually just going to crimp all of the edges and just push that last little air bubble that's in there out. And also what it does is it takes the dough slightly over the lip, so it gives it a tiny amount of shrinkage when you're baking, okay? We're going to dock the pastry. Does anybody know what docking is?
Prick it.
Yeah, exactly. Why do we dock the pastry?
So it doesn't rise.
Yep, so it doesn't rise, and also just so that the air can breathe within the pastry, and it also gives a more even cook. I'm quite generous with docking. That's pretty much ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to rest it. In the meantime, while that's resting, we're going to start on doing the ganache truffle filling, okay? So we're going to rest this probably for about 10, 15 minutes, just so that it has enough time to get back to a firm state again, okay? I've put about 2 inches of water into this pot. We're going to get it onto a medium boil. This is what we call a bain-marie, a water bath. It's all a non-invasive way of actually heating the chocolate and melting it. We're going to stick 400 mils of cream in there, and 400 mils, we're using a 72% dark cocoa chocolate. We're going to cut that, we're going to add egg yolk to it, and we're also cutting it with the cream, but it'll just give it that nice texture, almost like a truffle-y sort of texture as you're eating it. While that's getting to heat, we're going to make our cartouche. Pretty much you just get a nice rectangular or square piece of greaseproof paper. What you want to do is you want to fold it in half, crease it nicely, fold it into a quarter, and then you want to start folding triangles into it. So you start off and you get the first edge, you just keep going, and then you make them smaller and smaller. Okay, until you end up with a cone. It still isn't ready yet, but what we're going to do is it's all about keeping a workflow. If you're standing around waiting for something, you can always be doing something else. There's time to lean, there's time to clean, okay? So you put it into the middle and then you give about an inch on the end. Cut it off and open it up and you've got a perfect circle, okay? Put this back in the fridge. So the thing with the cartouche, right, is it's still really rigid, okay? So you just want to scrunch it up. You want to get all of the rigidity out of it because what that's going to do is actually put creases into your pastry, okay? If you go into pastry shops, you'll see a bucket out the back with these really old, sort of brown-looking cartouches, and they're usually the best. The chocolate's really starting to melt there. When most of the lumps are out, we're going to take it off the heat, and we're going to let the latent heat do the sort of final tempering of the chocolate to get it to a perfect consistency, okay? Perfect. And when you're looking at the mixture in the pot to figure out sort of where you're at, it goes from cream with some speckles through it and some big lumps to then a kind of a dull looking chocolate, and then all of a sudden like a glossiness starts to come out. That's when you really know that you're starting to temper the chocolate correctly. I mean, at the moment you can see that it's almost, it still hasn't completely sort of emulsified. It's like a blue light social, you know, when you're 12 years old, the girls are on one side and the guys are on the other and they're kind of looking at each other all awkward. That's what it's like right now, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on some MC Hammer and we're going to get them all talking. As you can see, it's all of a sudden it's starting to become glossy. It's really nice and relaxed. It's, you know, they're all talking. How's it going? We're just going to leave that to cool down a bit. It's way too hot. If you chuck them in now, waste of time, scrambled eggs. We don't want that. Pastry's good to go. It's got a nice firmness to it. It's still not rock solid, but you don't want it to be rock solid. We're going to get the cartouche ready. And we're going to put, I'm going to use rice. Some people use the marbles, the ceramic balls, you know, you can use whatever you want. Some people go and grab some cannoli beans out of the pantry. It doesn't really matter. For me, I use rice, and I always keep the same rice in the pantry. The good thing about rice is it gets right down in the corners. Okay, so what you want to do is you really want to get around, you just want to scrunch it up, okay? Now we're going to stick it into the dish, but instead of getting your hands in there and pushing it around like that, because your hands are big and chunky, what you're going to do is you're going to pour the rice into the middle. You want to get in there and you just actually use the rice. And the rice will actually push all of the air out and get right into all of the corners. We're going to stick that in the oven, 170 degrees for about 12 to 15 minutes. Right, that's underway. So 12 to 15 minutes, you don't want a golden brown. You want a kind of like a matty white color, right? Just so it's cooked all the way through, because you're gonna bake it again. You don't want all the color straight away, okay? We're gonna keep a little bit of this later on, just for a little garnish on the plate. We're gonna use the microplane and we're gonna zest in the ginger. Now, the ginger just gives it that real sort of full body punch right at the end. Okay, so that goes in there, and oh, the smell of ginger, it's absolutely awesome. We're going to put in a teaspoon of vanilla essence and mix that through. Right, I'm going to have to get my stunt double up here, Z, in a minute. I'll get you to grate some chocolate while we work. Okay, that's cool enough now that we're going to put the egg yolks into it, okay? And the easiest way to do is you pick the bowl up, put your hands underneath it. Right, if it's lukewarm and you can hold it, you know it's ready. If it's hot, what's going to happen? It's going to split the egg yolks, okay? I'm going to stick that off to the side. Okay, guys, so just before we smash out the salsa, we're going to get the tart that's blind baking in the oven. What happens is when it's in the oven, right, the outsides will start to cook, but because the rice is weighing it down, the base takes longer. So we're going to check, make sure the sides are good. And then once the sides are good, we're going to pull it out, and then we're going to finish it off just to get a little bit of extra cooking on the base, okay? Okay, so a good way to do it is you just pinch all of the edges and pull it out. And as you can see, the top of the tart is cooked, but the bottom still needs a little bit longer. So we're just going to speed that process up. We're going to make the salsa, which is super, super simple. First of all, I know that Ray's come over to the dark side today and used a garnish, but we're going to cut these off and we're going to actually dice them up. You just want to cut the strawberries into about sort of 0.5 centimeter thickness. Pull them down on the side. Right, so pretty much you want to just cut it in one way and then round into the other. Super simple. Right, Z, if you want to come up, make yourself useful, mate, come on through. So another good tip, guys, is if you're going to grate chocolate, you want to keep it in the fridge, and you also want to get a bowl nice and cold in the fridge as well, okay? What happens is, because you're shredding off such a small amount of chocolate, if the bowl's at room temperature, it'll start to melt, okay? Okay, so see, basically just run it backwards and forwards, and then turn it over onto another side and just keep going. Try and, it's a bit messy, but yeah. So we want quite a lot of chocolate. See, I don't like peeling chocolate. No? The apprentices always get the jobs that the other chefs don't want. We're just going to peel off some nice leaves of mint. Okay, guys, just before we cut up the mint, we're going to pull out the tart case out of the oven because it should be ready by now. Perfect. As you can see, it's not 100% cooked, but it's blind baked. It's got a sort of nice paleness to it. Turn the oven down to 150. You want to reduce the heat, otherwise it's going to cook way too quickly, okay? So straight into the tart mold. And all you want to do is you just want to gently pat it round. So now we're going to stick that into the oven. It's going to take between sort of 15, 20 minutes. All depends. You just want to look into it, and the whole thing will sort of rise up. A couple of little cracks will start to appear, and that's when you pull it out, and then it all softens back down, and it's perfect. We're going to quickly finish off the salsa. Now, what I like to do is I like to actually roll it up gently. It gives you more control when you're cutting it. So that's all you need to do, straight into your salsa. We're going to add a teaspoon of icing sugar. This is going to give it a natural thin sauce, okay? That goes in. Just going to gently mix it around. Again, you don't want to bruise the mint too much, but all of a sudden the icing sugar disappears and you start to get this beautiful looking sauce. So it must be about time to get the tart out of the oven, okay, guys? She's looking good. It's been in there 20 minutes now, 150. As you can see, it's nice and glossy. It's got a real nice finish to it. It's not too golden brown. It's not burned. It's just got a nice color to it, okay? Okay, that's plenty. Look at that. Awesome. Chuck that in the fridge. Let it cool down. I'll do that. You carry on. Yep. Right, we're just about to get ready to plate this up. The thing with adding the balsamic is you do it last minute. Does anybody know why? Fire away.
Vinegar will cook the strawberry?
Yeah, vinegar will cook the strawberry and it'll also cook the mint, okay? Why does the vinegar cook the mint? It's because there's acid in it. It's a natural acid, so it starts to eat away at the enzymes, okay? Now the tart's nice and cool. I'm going to show you how to get it out of the tart mold. You can go and sit down now, thank you very much. So basically what you do is you put a bowl underneath it, gives it room to pull out, okay? Then you're not stressing. You're actually going to gently put a palette knife in underneath that. We're going to slide the tart onto the board, and we're ready to go. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Looks just like I bought one. We're going to get the chocolate from the fridge. As you can see, since it's been in the fridge, it's all come away from the bowl and it's nice and easy to work with. Now you have to be really gentle. What we're going to do is we're just going to put lots of this chocolate over the top. As you can see, I own shares in a chocolate factory. Doesn't that look good? Amazing. Just before we finish it, I'm going to add some cocoa. Gentle taps. I'm just going to do it just sporadically. It doesn't need to be everywhere. But what it's also going to do is it's going to add a bitter note to it. Goes really well against the balsamic. You're going to get some of the ganache. Right, everyone's into smearing, so I thought I'd join the club. Get your spatula, hold it on an angle, down the plate. Super simple, all right? But then I'm going to take it one step further. I'm going to put some pistachios on it. Tap it back into a bowl, now all of a sudden you've got a bit of artwork. Looks all foo-foo. We're going to cut the tort. Always wipe the knife, because if you don't have a clean knife when you're going through, it's going to stick, all right? I still have a job. Okay, so we're just going to gently slide that onto the plate. We're going to put the Saporosa balsamic vinegar in there. Oh, it looks delicious. Balsamic's one of my favorites. So it's an 8-year-old balsamic vinegar. And what happens over time is the sugars come out in it, it gets nice and thick, it's delicious. Just gonna make a nice little pile on the plate. Get the juices and just gently sort of drizzle that over the top of the tort. There you have my chocolate and ginger truffle tort with strawberry, mint, and balsamic salsa.
To create Matthew's delicious chocolate and ginger truffle tort, shop for these ingredients. Because short dough has a high butter content, there's no need to grease the tin. This recipe will also work with milk or white chocolate. Always add the balsamic vinegar at the last minute to avoid cooking the salsa. Keep butter in its original wrapper. This helps prevent spoilage from exposure to light and air, and it also stops it picking up the flavour of other foods. Due to its high fat content, butter is easily tainted, so don't store it near foods with strong odours, such as onions or garlic. Store the wrapped butter in the top covered door shelf of your refrigerator. This also helps protect it from picking up taints. Salted butter will keep in the freezer for up to 1 year, whereas unsalted butter will keep for only 3 months. After that, the butter will begin to lose its fresh flavour and pick up other odours or tastes from the freezer. And a tip for storing mint: wrap in a damp paper towel and place in a resealable plastic bag.
That's the final dish. Hope you enjoyed everything. You're going to come up and taste and eat, no?
Yeah.
Let's go. Come up and have a drink. We matched this with a Pinot Noir, actually. Strange to do a dessert with a Pinot Noir, but something like this chocolate tort would go perfectly well with sort of the rich fruits from a Pinot Noir. This is quite a little bit fatty, no? Quite rich.
I don't know, after following Ray's one, I'm feeling quite healthy, actually.
Well, possibly, yeah. Quite rich, strawberry, a hint of balsamic, that sort of thing, which flavours that will work lovely, I think, with a Pinot Noir.
And Matthew, thanks so much for joining us on MasterClass. It's always a pleasure.
Oh, it's been awesome.
Great.
Thank you very much for having me. All the best for the rest of the competition.
Cheers. Top 7.
Cheers. Salute.
Next time on MasterChef New Zealand, the Magnificent Seven take on the Young Guns
3 of the hottest chefs in town.
in a battle to stay in the competition.
Don't mess the opportunity up.
Oh dear, there's one dish I'm not looking forward to eating.
But only 6 will survive the shootout.
You forgot 50% of the dish.
I struggled to swallow it.
I think it's a bit of a disaster, really.
Right now, I think you should be walking out the door as well.
Last time on MasterChef New Zealand.
Now that's what you call a hamburger, right?
The top 8 were pushed to their limits in a grueling 6-hour challenge.
You can do it, man. You just got to focus.
Yeah. For Charlene and Anna, it was sweet success. But for Dave, it all turned sour.
Dave, it's now time to leave the MasterChef kitchen. Thanks, guys.
Tonight, the Magnificent Seven take on the Young Guns, 3 of the hottest chefs in town, in a battle to stay in the competition.
Don't mess the opportunity up.
Oh dear, there's one dish I'm not looking forward to eating.
But only 6 will survive the shootout.
You forgot 50% of the dish.
I struggled to swallow it.
Right now, I think you should be walking out the door as well.
The winner will receive over $100,000 worth of prizes, including $20,000 worth of groceries from Countdown, a cook surface, vent surface, cool drawer, and 90cm self-cleaning oven from Fisher & Paykel. A complete range of kitchen products, from crockery and bakeware to knives, glasses and saucepans, courtesy of Stevens. An exclusive cookbook deal with Random House. And the premier prize, the multi-award-winning Skoda Superb, combining innovative design with classic European refinement. From Skoda, simply clever. Who will be New Zealand's next MasterChef?
Here I come. I'm made up my mind now. Here I come. I'm living the moment. I'm gonna set my face to a new horizon, and I run to seize the day. Here I come. I'm made up my mind now. Here I come.
Any form of working out in the morning, kind of gets your blood flowing and your brain working a bit better. That little release of endorphins, is good for the soul. So yeah, I'm feeling good today.
I'm probably the most nervous I've been because looking around at the other people that are still left in the competition and knowing how hard the last challenge was, that's definitely not going to be plain sailing today.
I'm just really relieved to be here still. It's just been such an amazing ride, and the last challenge was the toughest challenge yet. I'm just feeling like today it's going to go up to another level and we're just going to be pushed to our limits.
The Magnificent Seven, welcome back to the MasterChef kitchen.
You guys have all survived quite a number of challenges since starting out in the top 16. And today we've got a doozy for you. A challenge that is really going to test your abilities.
We older fellas think there's no substitute for experience. But today, we're bringing in the young guns. We rounded up 3 of the hottest young chefs in town. Please welcome Nick Honeyman from Crew, Hayden McMillan from Tribeca, and Makoto Tokoyama from Kokoro.
Hi, I'm Hayden McMillan. I've been chefing now for 9 years. Now I'm the head chef of Tribeca restaurant. My cooking philosophy is using the best ingredients, doing the least amount of work to them, letting them speak for themselves. So using modern techniques to have a little bit of fun with the food and give the guests something that they couldn't have anywhere else.
Hi, I'm Nick Honeyman. I started my career off in Sydney, then moved on to France for 3 to 4 years and have been at Dallows and now Crew as the executive chef. I use a lot of raw ingredients in my cooking, paired with classic French techniques and modern molecular style of cooking, and then that's what you'll get on the table.
My name is Makoto Tokoyama. I did 7 years executive chef at Soto, and also I own the Kokoro. It's the last 1 year. I always trying the units as fresh as possible. If it looks beautiful, it's, of course people happy, and it tastes great. It's much better.
Welcome to the MasterChef kitchen, guys. It's great to have you here.
Great to be here.
Thank you so much.
When the 3 young chefs walked through, it was actually pretty cool. Technically they're in a position that, we're fighting for now. They're in the same game that we're trying to get into.
Young guns, meet the Magnificent Seven. This is going to be some showdown for sure.
You'll have noticed that our guests have each brought a plate with them, which should give you a clue about your challenge today. Gentlemen, tell us what you brought.
This is, I call Hassan Kokoro tasting box.
When they revealed the actual dishes to us, we all gasped. I know I did. I was freaking out.
Top one is grilled akara salmon. And then middle one is angel prawn tempura with creamy spicy mayonnaise. That's it with Tobiko caviar. And then bottom one, egg savory custard, West Coast whitebait, topped with mackerel salmon caviar with poached shiitake mushroom.
Great, we're going to have to reconstruct 3 dishes, and they're going to give us not enough time to do it as normal.
Right, this is truffled quail wrapped in serrano ham, confit quail legs, some compressed vegetables, freeze-dried vegetables, cherry gel, and finished off with a quail eggnog.
Oh my God. I'm ready to leave at that stage because it's just like, are we going to make this?
I got a play on Granny Smith apples. Got apple puree, caramel poached compressed apple, green apple sorbet, caramel espuma, and also caramel snow.
They just looked amazing. They looked so good. Replicating those was going to be very, very, very difficult. My clumsy butcher fingers are not built for that sort of delicacy.
Pretty simple looking dishes you've got there. Guys, these look superb. Contestants, you can relax just a little bit. We're not going to ask you to replicate these 3 dishes, but we are going to ask you to come up with a 3-course restaurant-style dinner, entree, main, and dessert. And we're looking for a similar standard to these guys.
And that won't be easy because these 3 chefs are at the top of their game.
I'm really pleased about this challenge. This is my kind of food. This is what I like to do.
First of all, I sort of panic, and then I suddenly realise, well, this is no different to how I'd usually cook. It just needs to be presented differently.
You'll be given the chance to come up and study these dishes. Then 8 minutes in the pantry to take as many ingredients as you like. You'll then be given 2.5 hours to cook your 3-course dinner.
Remember, you're gunning for a place in the top 6, and the person that cooks the day's best dish will be able to choose someone to join them for a superb dinner at Kokoro, Cuisine's best specialist restaurant winner for 2011. But the contestant that cooks the least impressive dish will be going home.
Chelsea, Brenton, Charlene and Matt, come and have a look at these dishes.
We've talked to you about presentation, guys. Now you're really seeing it. I'm loving this challenge because this is what we do every day. And now it's your turn to really show us what kind of chefs you are.
They're all so delicate. They just look very pretty, almost too pretty to eat.
You've got 8 minutes in the pantry. Your time starts now.
I don't know what I'm doing yet. Basically, I'm just going to grab some stuff for a starter, stuff for a main. But shell-shocked right now. I grab everything, you know, because it's better to have too much than not enough.
My main dish, I'm going to do pork with spatzel and a plum puree. I'm just trying to work out a dessert now. I've got my starter and my main course, but now it's all about the dessert.
Come on, guys, get your act together. This is the back end of the competition. We've got to see something spectacular.
Entree is going to be a salmon tartare. The dessert is going to be chocolate tart.
My main dish, I'm going to do pan-fried skin on snapper, one on chorizo mash.
I'm going to make a Korean tasting plate as the entree, and as the main I'm going to do pork belly.
Can't hurt to have a bit of chocolate just in case.
3, 2, 1. Out of the pantry, thanks.
Your challenge is to make a restaurant-style entree, main and dessert to a similar standard as our guests. You've got 2.5 hours and your time starts now. Your challenge is to make a restaurant-style entree, main and dessert to a similar standard as our guests. You've got 2.5 hours and your time starts now.
My plan is to get my pastry done. It needs to rest in the fridge for a good sort of 45 minutes in total. So while that's resting, I can be doing the rest of my mise en place, which is chopping up all the other ingredients and getting everything ready for the other courses.
Chelsea, this is the challenge of challenges, I tell you.
I know.
Are you all over it?
It's a big one. Yeah, I think it's a really great challenge. I mean, it just allows us to be as creative as, as we want.
Tell me about your menu. What is it?
Okay, so salmon tartare with quail egg and potato crisp, followed by crispy skin snapper with a herb cream sauce, and then a chocolate tart with pomegranate and mandarin sauce.
Wow, that sounds actually really good. But keep that energy level up the whole way through because you're going to need it.
Thanks.
First thing I'm thinking about is, holy crap, my presentation has to go through the roof today because I've been pulled up on it so many times, and if I don't pull thumb today, I'm probably going to end up going home.
Brenton.
Kia ora, Simon.
Have you worked out what you're doing?
I have. So I'm doing a Manuka smoked pork loin.
Very New Zealand.
Yep. My entree, that's going to be a hapuka and a couple of seafood skewers. And the dessert is still up in the air at the moment.
Up in the air?
I've got lots of really good, solid dessert ingredients.
So what have you got?
I've got some flaky puff pastry. Yeah. I've got, apples, caster sugar, demerara sugar cream, flour, butter, and some eggs.
I know what I'd do.
What would you do?
I'm not going to tell you, but I know what I'd do.
Plan is I need to get this panna cotta in and done. I need to get it set. So it's going to be a mint panna cotta sitting in a chilled raspberry soup. I've never actually made a panna cotta before, but I know the basic principles behind it. You scald the cream, get your flavours in there, and then your gelatin. You've got to get your gelatin right, that's the key. I have not grabbed nowhere near enough mint. I was hoping for a nice sort of light, vibrant green. It's kind of more like an eggnog sort of colour, which wasn't what I was going for, but I need to get them to try and set, so I'm going to have to get them in the fridge. Sheesh, this looks good. What's going on?
Well, I've actually torn a page out of the MasterClass, the last one with you. Now, what I'm doing is I'm making cannelloni, but inside this is going to be a lightly chili-spiced crab creme fraiche mix, and that's going to be served with a scallop and hapuka tartare.
Beautiful.
The dessert is going to be a poached pear, cinnamon sugar, pomegranate and raspberry parfait, and my main is going to be salmon fillet, done with a sort of Japanese-style glaze with little potato baskets with seared scallops. I'm going to serve that also with a scallop tongue crab broth shawanmushi with shiitake mushrooms and panko crusted shiitake mushrooms.
No way.
Yeah.
A lot going on. You reckon you got time to do it all?
Yes, I do. Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Last challenge, I faced elimination, and by a nose length, I escaped. This time, I'm not even going to be anywhere near that universe.
So I'm just peeling my apples so that I can prepare my bulgogi beef.
Sorry, your what beef?
Bulgogi beef, which is a Korean style beef.
Yeah. Dessert, what are you doing?
Dessert, I'm doing a basil and soft fruit terrine.
As soon as you say a fruit terrine, I start to worry again because of how are you going to set it? What are you setting it in? Is it something...
I'm going to use gelatin for the setting agent. I'm going to just set it in a mould.
You've got 2 hours to go, mate. The mould hasn't got anything in it.
I know. That's why I'm trying to crack on these apples right now.
Good luck, mate.
Too easy, thank you.
What do you reckon, Josh? Like, man, I'm hearing some good things out there.
I do find that once they get into their dish description, you know, it sounds great, and then they go further and further, and there's more components. And I'm wondering whether they're going to actually have time to get all these components done. Tony, especially his main course, sounds fantastic, but it went on and on.
They're talking the talk, the menus sound fantastic, but can they do it? They've got just 2 hours to go.
Desserts will be the clincher today. Z's doing a sort of a jellied terrine. A lot of people going for the old gelatine. Is that the best thing to do on a day when you've got restricted time? Why not do a nice little hot cooked dessert? Put it in the oven and forget about it. Not put it in the fridge and worry about it.
At the moment, I'm making a spätzle.
So tell us what a spätzle is.
It's like a Eastern European, Hungarian, Austrian style bread.
And what sort of grater are you going to use to get the shapes?
I've decided to use...
Are you going to push it through
I'm going
there?
to push it through that into my boiling water, blanch it, and then I'm going to fry it off in foamy butter.
It's a great idea. What are you going to serve the spätzle with?
I'm just going to serve it with my plum puree underneath, and then my pork fillet, and then I'm doing a nice white wine sort of sauce here.
Sounds good. Fried dumpling, yeah, that sounds good. Good luck.
Thank you.
Flavour and presentation, Matt.
We're gonna have I'm calling it a seafood stack for my entree. My main is a pork loin, and dessert is poached pears. I'm most worried about getting the pork cooked right. Plan A was just chuck it in the oven, start the process. Plan B was to slowly braise one of the pieces of pork, just as a backup.
And what have you got on there with the pork belly?
Oh, nothing, it's just water. That's just my plan B if plan A is already in the oven.
Well, it'd be interesting though, like just cooking plain water. Have you ever done that before?
Yeah.
Sort of bland springs to mind if you just cook it in water.
Yeah, that's true, but I'm hoping my sauce and my beetroot and rhubarb will bring it out.
What do you reckon, Nick?
10 points for having a plan B.
Yeah.
Nearly an hour gone, everybody. Now remember, we're looking for restaurant quality. Don't leave it until the last minute. Work hard and fast now, so you've got plenty of time to plate up and give us a beautiful restaurant quality dish.
Do these dates mean that you've actually come up with a dessert, or is this still your main course?
No, it's a dessert. I'm going to do cross-section of a baked stuffed apple.
Yeah.
Stuff it with the dates and have cross-section bits of cinnamon sugar-dusted flaky pastry. So it's going to be a hot dessert. Yeah, it's going to be a hot dessert, yeah.
Just let me have a look at this pork, because this is quite intriguing. Is it all wrapped up, or...?
No, you're all good.
You've smoked this, haven't you?
I smoked the pork and I smoked the whole apple as well.
Yeah. The smell of that. Beautiful. I trust you on the flavour part, you know that. Yeah. It's all about the presentation.
That's why I'm getting it, trying to nail it out now.
All right, mate, we'll leave you to it.
It seemed like they got all like good flavour combinations. The terrine, I'm a little bit worried about that. You know, like you said, he's got raw fruit inside a jelly.
What's the one you really want to taste? What's the one you really want to know about?
The chocolate tart, if she can get that cooked right. And the pastry is good, and she blind bakes the pastry and everything like that.
Yeah.
That's probably, she's doing the most technical, I think, out of the desserts.
There's plenty to look forward to, but I think Z's the one with a ticking bomb right now, isn't he?
An hour and a half is gone, and that leaves you just 1 hour to go. 7 doesn't go into 6. Somebody's going home. Make sure it's not you.
So I'm just sort of multitasking at the moment. I've done most of my prep. So I've just checked my panna cotta and it looks like it's okay.
It's going to be very interesting today. It's our own food, our own menu, and I think it's going to show a lot about where we are at in the competition.
What's the fillet for?
I'm doing a snapper on chorizo mash.
I'm not quite sure whether you'd go in a restaurant filleting
Probably
a
not,
whole
but
bin full of fresh snapper. Standing back.
What is that?
That's bulgogi beef.
Oh, this is the dish you were talking about. Wow. Now, looking at that, it's presentation. It's not looking the best,
No,
is it?
and it won't until it's cooked properly.
Okay, so
the sauces will come together, and then the sugars will come together as well, and it'll caramelise the beef all together as well.
Yeah. What if it doesn't?
It will. It has to.
It certainly does have to.
30 minutes to go, everybody. Just 30 minutes left.
I'm happy with where I am at. Yep. All I need to do now is let my pork rest, seal off my salmon very quickly so it's nice and medium rare, and then I'm good to start plating.
This is your opportunity to show these young guns what great cooks you are. Don't mess the opportunity up.
Oh dear, that wasn't meant to happen. That is a disaster. I made a massive mistake. I really didn't think the pan was that hot. Just thinking about other things and went away from the grill. I should have turned it about a minute before that. That is a disaster. I let my guard down for a little bit. I really didn't think the pan was that hot. Just got to make sure this is going to cook now without overcooking, and I don't want it to be raw in the middle. I was really gutted, I was really angry because I don't do stupid mistakes like that. I wanted to serve it as the whole salmon and let them break into it. So my plan now is a really sharp knife and I'm going to have to carve it. Here's a really, really sharp knife here so I don't break. I'm not happy with that at all. I'm just going to have to hope that the flavours really come together.
On time?
Yep. The only thing I'm worried about is my dessert.
What's your dessert, mate?
Soft fruit terrine.
Ooh, highly risky.
No.
Have you got a backup plan? If it like
I'm serving it with a apple and basil sorbet.
Yeah. How does that work as your backup plan? There's 10 minutes to go, everybody. Hope you're all plating by now.
Everything's going wrong. Everything that's gone wrong has gone wrong. I'm gonna have to. Oh, yeah, Len, sorry, mate. I'm gonna have to ditch that one. The cream and the milk are separated, so my panna cotta's split. It was just one of those days in the kitchen. When one thing goes, everything seems to go.
With 10 minutes left on the clock and everyone's still trying to get their dishes forward, I just decide to, do what I usually do and clean up, and everyone's still like mixing, beating, plating, warming, cooking, and I'm just like, maybe this isn't enough. Like, am I supposed to be still cooking?
See what's happening, mate?
Saggy and sad and hasn't come through as I'd like it to have, but it's solid.
That's the terrine, huh?
It's trying to be.
You don't really have any options now, mate. I just carry on. You've only got like 6 minutes to go. Let's just hope it's not 6 minutes to go on MasterChef now. Come on. Come on, everybody. 5 minutes. Focus. Get us some food up.
I realise that there's an issue with the panna cotta and it's hard. I've made panna cotta many times and I'm gutted.
No way. My terrine wasn't really working out the way that I wanted it to, and I didn't really have much of a backup plan.
Yeah, if there's one dish I'm not looking forward to eating, I must admit it's that one.
Okay, guys, 2 minutes to go. Just 2 minutes.
They called 2 minutes to go. Grabbed a plate for my dessert. You know, I started plating it up. It looked beautiful, and just completely slipped my mind about the pureed dates that I'd made, which was basically the hero of the dessert.
Come on, Chelsea, you can do it. You've got less than a minute.
I know.
"15 seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. Step away from the bench.
Actually, I'm pretty happy because there was a minute there where I didn't think I was going to be able to plate everything, but I got 3 plates up, so yes.
The terrain didn't work out how I wanted it to. It looks like a bush on the plate, but I hope the flavours are all there and it tastes okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with everything. I actually am eagerly awaiting judging, you know, just to see what they think.
My pork dish is my star. There's really good flavours there. I'm happy with the presentation. Not happy with the hollandaise and my panna cotta split, so. It is such a tight competition. It only takes 1 second for something to go wrong, and that can cost you your place in this competition.
Okay, we're now going to taste your 3 dishes one by one, starting with Brenton.
The challenge was to put up restaurant quality dishes. I delivered on half of that, but the main thing that we were working on today was our presentation. Yeah, and I failed on that half of things. So, yeah, we'll see how we go.
Okay, Brenton, give me the menu description of your 3 dishes.
We have seafood kebab. There's a fennel and dill salad underneath the hapuka. Manuka smoked pork loin, cream and brandy sauce, wilted watercress, and just some sauteed veg. And for dessert, oven-baked apple served with crispy cinnamon and sugar pastry with a brandy, cream, and demerara sugar sauce.
You forgot the date puree you made. That's 50% of the dish, isn't it? What happened?
I just completely missed it.
I don't know how you can miss it, because there's the biggest holes in the world in the middle of those apples.
Yeah.
But let's hope it tastes good.
Thank you, guys.
Grab a seat, mate.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Nick, would this presentation make it to the table in your restaurant?
Definitely not.
You know what Brenton's normally like? Looks like crap, but tastes quite good.
Presentation aside,
yep,
it's good. Seasonings are there. It's got the prawn wrapped in the prosciutto, which is one of my favourite things to eat. It's like pork and seafood.
Yep.
What do you reckon, Nick?
Flavour-wise, I think it's great. I think it's well seasoned. The sweetness of the sauce is matching the pork.
He gets seasoning, this kid, you know?
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, you know, the pork and all the sauce is pretty tasty.
I think this dish is quite a common combination. It's apple, brandy, and cinnamon.
If we'd put the date puree in, cooked the apples a bit more, that would have been sensational. Really good.
Taking the dishes up for tasting, there's, you know, 6 of them sitting up there. It's even more daunting than usual.
Chelsea, tell us about your dishes.
For an entree, we have a salmon tartare with quail egg and salmon caviar. For main, we have crispy skinned snapper on golden kumara puree. And for dessert, rich chocolate tart with orange and pomegranate sauce.
How do you think you've done?
I worked my butt off today, and I think I've got some pretty good looking dishes to show for it.
Well, I've got to agree so far. So we'll have a taste. You go and grab a seat.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Presentation-wise, I think it's clean, it's neat, it's tidy, and everything looks restaurant standard.
I agree. I think they all look good. I think the salmon tartare looks attractive, really tasty, packed full of flavour, something you'd want to demolish in a heartbeat.
I think this snapper is well cooked. Its skin inside is crisp.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's cooked it really nicely. I like the progression of different tastes. I think she's made a really good job of it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
That half a tart's just about all gone, Josh.
I could eat 2 of those tarts easily. And normally chocolate tarts are too rich to eat. She's managed to get it extremely light. As I said, I could easily eat 2 of them.
Technically, it's really good. You know, to pull that off, the pastry is perfectly cooked. I'd be happy with that if I had that in a restaurant.
It's definitely been a tough day for me today. I took risks and I made mistakes, but I'm not going to stop taking risks. The moment you stop taking risks is the moment you might as well lay down and sleep.
Okay, Z, what have you got for us here?
For entree, we have a Korean tasting plate with bulgogi beef, kimchi, and seafood pancakes with sesame rice. For the main, I have a ginger and orange pork belly on sweet ginger kumara mash. And for dessert, a soft fruit and basil terrine on apple and basil sorbet.
Leave us to have a taste. Thanks, Z.
Thank you, judges.
The beef, I find it dry, sandy. The so-called kimchi, it can't be kimchi. Kimchi takes a time to ferment. The pickled daikon, he's taken out of a packet and chopped up. And the rice, there's very little sesame flavour in there.
It's the worst pork belly dish I've ever had in my life. It's overcooked, asparagus is overcooked, absolutely dreadful.
To me, the sauce just really killed it. Like, it's the first thing I tasted, and I was just like,
I think it sort of flowed on to the dessert, unfortunately. He's served us a very poor fruit salad.
It's exactly what it looks like. It's fruit and basil in your mouth. Not working at all.
I'm just plain pissed off, really, because I know Z's a good cook and I think he can do better than that.
I'm pretty bummed out about the panna cotta. It's a little bit too hard. I know that's going to be criticised, so I'm slightly nervous.
For my entree, it's seared scallops on creamed sweet corn with a coriander pesto. For my main, pan-fried snapper on a chorizo mash with blanched asparagus. And my dessert is a macadamia vanilla panna cotta with a marmalade syrup.
All right, grab a seat and
Okay.
we'll taste this.
We've got gelatine issues here, you know. A panna cotta, I love panna cottas, but look at this one. You could bounce it around the kitchen if you wanted to. Something went badly wrong here.
Well, Anna's starter, I think she's done a wonderful job. Quite small, but it's packed full of flavour. The sweet corn's like sort of hachée, really. It's like it's just been pureed a little bit. It's creamy, it's sweet, it's delicious. The scallops are really nicely cooked. And then she's finished the whole thing off with a little coriander pesto, which lifts it, doesn't it, Hayden?
yeah, definitely. It's full of flavour. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Yep.
Asparagus sort of looks lonely and wrong part out on the edge of the plate, but by crikey, you wouldn't want to leave them off the plate. They tasted fantastic.
Yeah, I think chorizo match works. The snapper on top, and if the asparagus was on top of this dish, I think it'd be an absolute ripper.
Okay, Charlene, what have you got for us?
For entree, I've got what I'm calling a seafood stack. Mussel, prawns and scallops with some salmon caviar. For main, it's roast pork on a coumarin butternut squash mash with a beetroot and rhubarb puree. And for dessert, it's a walnut and maple syrup stuffed poached pear, red wine reduction with a maple and vanilla cream.
Was this your plan A or plan B pork?
This was my plan B pork.
Right. Well, leave us to have a taste, Charlene. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Okay, Hayden, what do you think of Charlene's starter?
The prawn was cooked perfect, and the mussel was cooked right, and the scallop, and the roe, but that's really much all it was.
You know, she had 15 minutes to spare. I'd expect a little bit more depth of flavour in here and something a little bit more interesting.
I'm not too sure where she was going with the pork. As a vegetarian dish, would have been sensational. Boiling pork in water, taking all of the flavour out of it, and then putting some crispy crackling on top of it. It worries me.
The pork is bad, but like you said, if she'd just left that off, I think we'd both be raving about this dish as one of the best dishes of the day.
Absolutely.
Comments, Makoto?
Color combination is good, but it's, for me, to be honest, taste nothing.
I think she's had a bit of a shocker, and what's worse, she stood around for 15 minutes. I don't think she's used her time wisely, and I think the sort of food shows that.
It's a real shame.
Okay, Tony, it's your turn.
Today just seemed to work out pretty well for me.
pretty pleased overall, pretty pleased with the challenge, and I really saw it as an opportunity for me to possibly shine, which I failed to do all competition.
How you doing, Tony?
Not too bad.
Good. So give me the restaurant description of your dishes.
Okay, for the entree we have a cannelloni of cucumber with crab, creme fraiche, a tartare of scallop and hapuka with wasabi mayo. For the main we have a sesame soy ginger glazed salmon with a quail egg and crab broth chawamushi, scallop on potato latke and salmon skin crisp. For dessert we have a cinnamon sugar poached pear with strawberry creme fraiche, also a parfait of raspberry and pomegranate with pistachio and sugar crumble.
This all looks fantastic to me. I think you've done a really great job on the presentation. It looks like restaurant-style food.
Excellent, please enjoy.
The flavours work really well together. Crab's delicious, crab and cucumber.
Out of all the dishes I've seen, visually, that's a restaurant dish right there.
The Japanese custard is delicious, the salmon's perfectly cooked, the saltiness of the sauce works with it all, the degree of cooking on the scallop is sensational.
And the salmon skin, which is notorious for being horrible, is a great element and garnish. Hats off to him, well done.
Okay, Makoto, what do you think?
I think it's good balance with raspberry and it's crumbed.
Yeah, I agree. Has a very strong raspberry flavour. I love it. He's done a beautiful job.
Oh, I reckon he's on fire.
Those are 3 restaurant dishes right there.
Excellent, no? Yeah. Great effort.
You're looking a bit worried, mate.
Oh, no, just pleased with my efforts today. Yeah, a couple of bumps in the road, but I got there.
All right, let's have some restaurant descriptions.
Okay, I have New Zealand salmon on grilled fennel with a dill hollandaise, fresh New Zealand pork on nutmeg spatzel with a plum puree and a white wine jus, and a fresh panna cotta with chilled raspberry soup.
I've got to be 100% honest with you now and say I'm just hoping they taste a hell of a lot better than they look.
Me too.
So go and sit down and relax if you can.
Thanks, guys.
This is the entree dish, the salmon. And the degree of cooking on the salmon, I don't have a problem with that. But the rest of it's quite bland, and I find the egg yolks in this hollandaise raw and undercooked.
Yeah, it's not right, is it?
It's just very one-dimensional.
I like his pork.
Pork is perfectly cooked.
Pork is beautiful. Pork and the plum together?
Yeah.
Very nice. But he's ruined it with the other sauce. It's salty, it's so acidic, and he's cooked the spätzle so much it's like eating the shells of dead insects or something.
The panna cotta's split, like he hasn't mixed the gelatine through it enough. There's no sugar in there whatsoever. You know, I thought that the sweetness of the soup would have balanced it out. I struggled to swallow it, so.
Yeah, it's not great.
I'm really concerned that I've dodged too many bullets so far, and the crosshairs are on me again. Deep down, you know you're in trouble.
Going into elimination today, I'm expecting to be in the bottom, you know, maybe the bottom 4, the bottom 2.
I pretty much acknowledged the fact that I may be going home. I had a crap day and I've just got to take ownership of that.
Welcome back, everyone. Your challenge today was to cook 3 restaurant quality dishes as good as our special guests, the young guns, Nick, Hayden and Makoto.
Some of you gave them a run for their money. Some of you got flavour, but not presentation. And a couple of you didn't even get close to restaurant quality and delivered bistro-style food.
Only 6 of you will make it through to the next round, and 1 of you will be leaving us.
Overall, given that you had to cook 3 restaurant quality dishes on the spot in 2.5 hours, our guests thought you performed very well under pressure. They also suggested that some of the dishes could have gone on the menu in their respective restaurants.
Anna, I couldn't understand the asparagus on the side of the plate, but Nick and I thought they tasted fantastic.
Good.
But if you'd seen Ray with your panna cotta, he thought it was better suited as a squash ball.
I knew that my panna cotta was crap. So I'm slightly nervous.
Charlene, your main would have been a lot better off without the pork. It was so overcooked.
I mean, I was expecting a comment like that. I mean, because I already knew I deserve whatever Simon said to me. Yeah.
Tony and Chelsea, please step forward. Yours were the standout dishes of the day. One of you will take away the prize. Tony, all of your dishes were superb. If I'd been served those in a restaurant, I would have known I was in a fantastic establishment. The entree plate looked like the work of a master chef. The teriyaki salmon, the scallop in a little potato basket, that was a knockout dish. You finished it with a beautiful raspberry and pomegranate parfait, poached pears with cinnamon sugar. I mean, that whole thing went together as a beautiful restaurant meal. Well done.
Thank you very much. I was pretty pleased with the judges' feedback. It seems like it's my day. I'd really like to win this challenge.
Chelsea, beautiful salmon tartare to start off with. Really intelligent use of your time. You know, something cold, you didn't have to cook it. Really well done. The crispy skinned fish sitting on the puree, which was sensational. And then a progression of little tastes that all made sense. And as for that chocolate tart, now I made sure I got some of that. The lightest chocolate tart I've had. Really, really good. I think Josh was a little bit disappointed that he only got half a tart, because I think he could have eaten 2 of them. Well done. You really nailed it. Well done. It made for an extremely tough decision. But Tony, yours were the best dishes of the day. Well done.
It's great to have won this challenge. This is like our 10th or 11th challenge, and it's now the first time I've actually chalked up a win.
I gotta tell you guys, they were some of the best dishes we've ever seen on MasterChef, and it was without a doubt probably the hardest challenge ever. You're both on fire. Yours was just a little higher. Well done. Congratulations to both of you.
And Tony, you get to choose someone to join you for a superb dinner at Kokoro, Cuisine's Best Specialist Restaurant winner 2011.
I'm going to take Chelsea. I didn't beat her by very much, so it seems only fair.
Top 6. That's a great feeling. I'm really proud of myself.
If I call your name, please step forward. Brenton. Charlene. Anna. Congratulations, you all did well enough to get through to the top 6.
It's better than being in the bottom 2, but from how I've been going, it's not ideal.
Feels wicked. Yeah, still, just disbelief, eh? I'm in the top 6.
Deep down, I was hurting. I just had that feeling it was my time.
So Z and Matt, yours were the least impressive dishes of the day. Sadly, for one of you, the MasterChef journey ends here.
Z, where do I start? A Korean tasting plate. I hope you don't know any Koreans because they could be after you. The beef was dry and sandy. Kimchi just didn't taste like kimchi. And then you emptied some pickled daikon out of a packet and chopped that up. This is just not good enough. The belly pork, terrible. The sauce, sickly sweet, it just wasn't working for you at all. And the pudding, great idea, but the execution, it just didn't happen.
I took the risk because I thought that in doing it, I could pull it off. I don't want to go home. I've got more to show and I've got more to give.
Matt, dear, you had undercooked eggs in your hollandaise. One of the most fundamental mistakes you can make with such a sauce.
It was just one of those days in the kitchen where when one thing goes, everything seems to go.
I liked the pork, the plum sauce was rather good, but the little brown sauce just tasted like lemon juice and salt. I couldn't believe you were serious with that. And your panna cotta, yours was actually a triple layer dessert of something which had split. You could see the levels of gelatine and completely unsweetened. Not a great day for you either, Matt.
Matt.
It was just long and excruciating. I wanted it to be get in there and get it done quick.
Thanks to your delicious pork, you're still in.
Good on you, bro.
It's almost like I'm in the Matrix. I keep dodging these bullets. It's one heck of a journey, that's for sure.
You're only as good as your last dish, and the judges weren't really all that happy with the dishes that I prepared, so I've got to go. Opens an opportunity for one of the others to take the lead, so good on them.
Matt, you've been in the bottom 2 for the last 2 challenges, and only by the fact that somebody else's dish is just slightly worse than yours, slightly, you're still here, just by the skin of your teeth. You need to up your game big time, mate, because right now, I think you should be walking out the door as well. Take a seat. Z, I'm sorry to see you going, mate, I really am. You know, I've got all those great tastes still going around in my mind. The lamb you did for us on the Hawke's Bay, that wonderful crust you put on the outside. You've got this great knowledge of food, and you come up with some things that are truly genius. I'm sure it will not be the last time I see or hear from you when you walk out this door, and I really hope that's the case.
Thank you very much.
Z, sad to see you go. It's now time to leave the MasterChef kitchen.
Taking the high risk, you get the high reward. Taking the high risk and you fail, you learn from your mistakes. Being in this competition has taught me so much more than I've ever known and ever absorbed in my life, so it's definitely pointed me in the right direction of where I want to head. I'm not number 1. I've not taken out MasterChef, but that doesn't matter. I'm richer for the experience. It's time to go home and see my family.
Next time on MasterChef New Zealand.
We thought you deserved a treat.
The top 6 head to the country's most prestigious resort, Hooker Lodge.
It's just the most beautiful place on earth.
For a taste of luxury.
Crayfish.
With a challenge to match.
I was shaking in my boots.
To cook 5-star dishes from Hooker Lodge's gourmet menu.
Close to disaster.
And I'm thinking about throwing in the towel, to be honest.